Welcome to Outlaw Radio on a Monday evening. Yes, sir. Outlaw Radio, live from the 414. My name is Kevin Barnes. I'm the host of Outlaw Radio. I should add gracious host of Outlaw Radio because I wouldn't be able to do this if people didn't listen to it, right? And I probably still would. I'm that kind of dude, right? If nobody listened to it, I'd probably be still listening to it, right? But welcome to the show, man. It's Outlaw Radio live on a Monday evening, a very interesting Monday evening. Foundational Black Americans stand up. Ooh-wee. The delineation movement is real. Better ask somebody. You don't know what it is? You wondering what all that means? Keep listening to the show. What they say, you fuck around and find out. Listen, man.
Yeah,
I'm here live tonight, man. We're gonna have a good time. This socio-political conversation to be had. As you can see, I'm not alone. I got my co-pilots with me. Kamara, what's going on, man? The Ghetto Witch Doctor's in the building. What's going on, man?
Peace, family. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk, and we definitely walk that walk, raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood healer, the Ghetto Witch Doctor. Hey, mama! That go to see, boss man! I'm trying to tell you, I am the one who brought you the House of Vitality. You know what I'm talking about? If you ain't been there, you better get there. It's cold outside. Your immune system is weak. You niggas is sick out there. Y'all need to come up over here to the House of Vitality and build your immune system up with a nice cup of hot vitality. Come on, y'all.
Hey,
pull up.
Hey, I might need to pull up on you, bro, because I'm dealing with the flu right now, man.
Man, I got what you need for real.
Yeah,
Black
man.
business is real. Please support black businesses. Support black men like Kamar.
Yes, sir.
Support every piece of black economic sub infrastructure that you can. But I want to introduce y'all to somebody tonight. Kamar, we're going to talk about your event and all that, what you got going on. You know how we do it on Monday night. But I want to introduce y'all to somebody. He's actually been a supporter of the show for a very long time. I always appreciate that. Yes, over time, he and I had conversations, and he started his own thing. And I always say, like, this is a non-hater vibe on here.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a platform and I respect it, I say, well, come on Outlaw Radio. I'm not, you know what I mean? So, but I want to kind of introduce him in a different perspective because I value his input. I've listened to his show. So my brother, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Thank you. Well, my name is Mark Ross, and thank you, brothers, for allowing me to spend some time with y'all and really jam with y'all and really see what you guys are about. I have a platform which is called the Speak Your Truth with Mark Ross podcast. My podcast focuses on mental health and wellness issues, and I do talk briefly about community issues as well. My email, if you want to reach me, is speakyourtruthpc@gmail.com. I'm looking to speak with anybody and everybody who wants to speak their truth about what's going on with them. So that's just a little bit about who I am.
Okay, so when's your show actually on, and how do people access it?
Thank you. My show kicks off at Wednesdays at 7 p.m. It is live on Facebook, and I do post it on YouTube as well. So again, my YouTube channel is the Speak Your Truth with Mark Ross podcast. You can go on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and join for, all my episodes.
Do me a favor. Send me a link so we can put it on the streamer. But also, people in the chat room are probably eventually gonna want your link. So we got to put it in the chat room so people can see. Because nobody's gonna remember, right? Like most of the people we talking to right now are probably high anyways. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. I mean, it's 7:35. Y'all ain't going nowhere. You like, I'm in for the night, baby. Kamar, like, I'm getting high right now. Listen,
getting ready right now.
Yep. Hey, welcome to the show, my brother. I wanted to tell people there's a phone number associated with the show. It's 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. And then our chat room always pops. No matter what anybody says, I know I respect everybody's platform, but nobody's chat room pops harder than mine. I'm gonna go out there and say it. And when we get the people who call in really banging the line, the show is super, super interactive. So this is one of the things why you should say, man, I can't figure out why I like this so much. Because it's let me explain it to you, right? It's because it's so interactive. Case in point, in the chat room is my partner from the 414, grew up in my neighborhood, Capitol Drive, faux life. Jeff Crape. He said, what up, fam? Welcome to this crazy Trump world. Woo-wee. It's hot in the wintertime. White boys shaking shit. Got y'all shaking in y'all boots. We're going to talk about old Trumpy Trump tonight, man. I want y'all to know, Mondays and Wednesdays, this is what we do. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we choose to cut the machine off. We're going to talk about Trump, but I want to talk about something else first. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Happy Foundational Black American History Month. I'm a delineator. I'm of the delineation movement. This is about Black American history, right? I'm selfish with my shit, so bear with me. I want white people to know we didn't need your permission. Doesn't matter what your boy says. Doesn't matter what anybody says. February is designated to Black History Month, whether you like it or not. Now that we are defining and self-identifying who we are, let's relish in the value of this Black history, foundational Black history. Them descendants of those slaves from those plantations. When you got great grandmama from the South and you got melanin in your skin, you's a foundational Black American, whether you like it or not. You don't gotta claim it. You'll be back. What movie? What was that? What was that movie? Come on, he said, "Wait till I get this new shit. I bet you jump back on my dick." What was that? I can't remember what movie that was.
What movie was that, man?
That was Belly. That was Belly. It was Belly. It was Belly. Yeah. Wait till I get this new shit. Bet you jump back on my dick. Earl Henning in the chat room. He said, what it do, my brother's chocolate milk, and I'm on my way to getting high quality smoke. Say, man, don't legalize, decriminalize. Hey, words mean something. Words mean something. Don't legalize, decriminalize.
How about that?
Because those who are locked up for it that shouldn't have been can be retroactively released from custody. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Y'all call in, man. I'm having a good time. I got the Ghetto Witch Doctor in the building. We got my brother Mark Ross. We're going to have to figure out a nickname for Mark. We're going to figure him out sooner or later. We're going to hit something. He's going to snap on the show one night. We're going to be like, okay, we know who dude is. But yeah, man, y'all welcome to the show. Now, so once again, there was this talk that, okay, they're going to make Juneteenth Day illegal, and if the feds weren't going to honor Black History Month. But I say, fuck the feds when it comes to Black History Month. We've never depended on the feds anyways. Do the feds be at Juneteenth? I mean, they probably there watching people, but I mean, they ain't in the festivities. Go ahead, Kamar.
Since when do niggas make a practice of being legal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the feds. We don't celebrate if we want to celebrate.
And so Black history is the same way. Now, the irony of this is, maybe a couple calendars ago, right? We acknowledged Black History Month, and we got a lot of backlash from it from Black people. This is real spit. Yeah, we got a lot of backlash from Black people who were saying
we lost. I remember losing a follower in particular.
More than one
over Black History.
More than one. People got mad at us. Shout out to Ewok. He said we was white splaining. Remember that shit? Like we went through this shit, man.
You said what now?
He said it was white splaining, and I mean the shit got tense on Outlaw Radio, man. I was depressed for months. I just couldn't understand it. But yeah, so now we come to this right now where Black History Month is saying, oh, y'all can't have it. And now black people are saying, hell no, fuck that. It's Black History Month now. So as long as you can do it freely, you don't want to do it. But when somebody say you can't do it, you all in. Okay, I just want to be on code.
That's black math right there. That's how it add up. When you tell me I can't have it, now I want it.
Now I want it.
Right. When you told me I couldn't sit on the back of the bus, I boycotted. And then you told me I could sit on the, you said I had to sit in the back of the bus and I couldn't sit in the front. And we boycotted. But as soon as you said, okay, y'all can sit in the front, now where do we sit?
Then we all run to the
back. We prefer to be in the back.
Niggas want what they can't have.
Well, that's just don't tell me I can't do it or I'm going to do it. You can't drink out of a white bubbler. Guess what I'm doing?
Right. I'm gonna see what that water tastes like.
I don't want it. Right. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it because you told me I can't do it.
Tell me I can't. Instead of just doing it when you have the ability and not waiting on them to tell you when you can do it. What do they always say? I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. If somebody get fucked up in the process, Lord, please forgive me. I did what I had to do. At least that's what I thought.
That's deep right there.
Yeah. So, but I got a question for y'all. This is a hot one right here. Mark, I got to get your take on this.
Yep.
Mark, definitely got to get you. But I need my callers and my listeners to chime in on this one. Are we next? Are foundational Black Americans next? Because one of my Latino partners, shout out to Westside Zeladon, man. Zeladon's a Nicaraguan, but you never know it. You think he was a DeBarge if he was around. He just seems like a light-skinned black dude, right? But he's actually a Nicaraguan from South Central Los Angeles, and he and I had a very entertaining conversation in which I was saying, hey, Latinos for Trump, because technically Nicaraguans in South America, they speak Spanish, right? And I said, Latinos for Trump, because we go back and forth like we enjoy a good race joke every now and then versus, it's how we do it. And he said, yeah, all you black motherfuckers sitting here laughing and shit, y'all ass next. I said, next for what?
Next for what?
He said, mass deportation. I said, where the fuck they gonna send us?
Exactly. Where they gonna send us? They can't send us nowhere because we're here. We're from here. We are from here, brother. And our lineage goes back, I would say our lineage goes back before Columbus. So how can they tell us that we got to go? No, motherfucker, you got to go. How about that? How about you go? And what trips me out about your partner is this Latinos for Trump stuff. It's like y'all kicking yourselves in your own ass. How can you vote for somebody who wants your people deported? Your people.
Well, they should have listened to us.
Somebody who wants your people deported out of here. Make that make sense to me.
Go ahead, Kamar.
Go ahead, brother.
The people who they've been shitting on in this country for over 400 years, they should have listened to us.
Listen.
We tried to tell her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, dig this, man. Well, wait a minute. First, to address what you just said, you said my opinion on that. You was talking about the guy who was telling you that we next. My thing to that is,
yeah.
Hey, dig this. My thing to that is, we ain't the people Trump trying to keep getting rid of. They been the people he been trying to get rid of. He been trying to put a wall up to block them out. They've been the focal of his interest. You know what I'm saying? It ain't us. We a part of the economy at this point. You know what I'm saying? We the biggest consumers right now. You know what I mean? They don't want to get rid of us. You know what I'm saying? We keep the wheels turning. They understand what we do. We just don't want to do that grunt shit no more. That bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think a lot of the problem comes. I made a video about the immigrants. You know what I'm saying? And I just touched on one aspect of it. And I was talking about the grunt work that they do that don't nobody else want to do. And then they go do it for a lower price. You know what I mean? I was at the over at Pete's at the Mexican grocery store, right? You know, that's where I be getting my fruit from. And the apples are more expensive than they ever been. You know what I'm saying? And we was talking about it, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, bro, they might get more expensive because, you know what I mean, a lot of the immigrants ain't going to work at the farms down there to pick fruit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I never thought of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if the immigrants ain't there to go to work, that might mean our food costs go up then, because it's going to take a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of mentioned that, and I was like, who going to do this? Who going to do that? And I was like, well, shit, the immigrants the only motherfuckers that want to do it. So on Instagram, Facebook wasn't tripping, TikTok wasn't tripping, but on Instagram, oh, I got a heavy backlash of Trump supporters. Oh, you support slave wages. You support this. I'm like, listen, it's a big difference. First of all, you know what I mean? They came here and chose to go do that for that. My people was stolen here, you fucker, beat it. You know what I mean? My people was stolen and brought here and forced to do it. So beat it, fucker. That shit don't even go together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got a bunch of backlash off of that. But my thing is, you motherfuckers should have listened to us instead of coming over here. I remember when I worked my job and there was a bunch of Mexicans there, and them motherfuckers thought they was white. Like they, you know what I mean? Like they would take the side like that and talk funny to us and all kind of shit like they was white. And I guess they having a nigga moment now.
Where you at with this, Mark? Where you at with this?
I'm with him all the way because, for one, we got to understand that we are the biggest consumers, not just in the United States, but on the planet. So that can go into a whole different level of conversations.
Right.
In terms of money, let's talk money now. We are the biggest consumers on the planet. So what does that tell somebody?
We go do this shit in Jamaica.
So
if we can consolidate our dollars and our resources, we don't need anybody.
Well, there we go. Right. And see, that is where that's where they say the proverbial rubber meets the road. And I wanted to hear both of your opinions, because it's usually great minds think alike. And I'm going to tell you like this: economically, this is a whole different thing what he's doing with these tariffs and these border wars. And once again, black people, you're going to hate me for this. Almost hate myself for saying this. But him shaking this shit is creating change in the way this is done. Because he put those tariffs up, and those countries, Mexico and Canada, at first, they was Brody. Then they said, hold on, wait a minute. What if we send 10 more thousand Mexican troops to the border? Canada said, I will send 10,000. And he said, all right, shit. They backed down. That shows you that they need our money. If they could do without our money, they would say, fuck y'all. We standing on what they say, standing on business. But now when we talk about that money that they're talking about, when you say foundational black Americans make up the bulk of that in this country, we are the most wasteful spenders. Our spending power is tremendous. Our ownership is nowhere even equal to what we actually spend. We buy hair and skin products from people who don't look like us. I'm gonna say that one more time. The lotion, because when you got melanin like this, you need lotion. We need Vaseline. We need a little motherfucking baby oil. No Diddy. You need some baby oil. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Right? You need some deodorant shit. We ain't putting that shit on. Talking about 3 days without a shower. What's that shit they put on now? White people talking about put it all in your crack. You won't stink for 3 days. Black people, nah. We gotta have soap and shit.
Yeah.
Right. We season our food, so we buy all different kinds. I put like 9 herbs and spices when I fry chicken. It ain't just salt and pepper. So we spending with them. Every industry we're keeping afloat. This is the dollar that these people need. So it all comes back to foundational black Americans again. I want y'all to delineate, self-identify, and realize who makes this shit run. It's us, the descendants of those slaves.
All day.
not a motherfucker who came here. Not a tether who came here in the 50s and raised his or her children, and they've been here 2 generations. Foundational Black Americans are 7-8 generations deep. We go back to colonial times. The lie they told us about Crispus Attucks, and I always said that's probably some bullshit. He was the first one to die. He said, fuck this shit. He was a slave. The British said, fuck. It's crazy.
They better reread the story then.
I mean, you know, if you foundational Black Americans, we understand that history is told by the victors, right? So you know there's some lies in there. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna tell nobody about this. Shit, we won. We ain't gonna tell them about Tom Brady with the football that ain't all the way blew up and shit. Don't tell nobody about that shit. Right. So once again, welcome to the delineation movement. And I say maybe we are next because we've been targeted before. At first, what I saw with the attack on the DEI, I thought, man, that's a stab at equality. But then when I weighed out what we really gained out of DEI, I said, not that big a deal. I was upset when he went back and revisited the 1964 civil rights legislation and said, you know, equal opportunity and affirmative action and all of this. And then I thought about this. I didn't get in a university because I was Black. I was given no affirmative action break. You know why I got into school? Because I could play football and they wanted me to play. So it wasn't even about that. So that didn't even help me. I didn't get any United Negro College Fund money.
I don't even know nobody who got into college that way.
Well, some people did though.
Yeah, I believe it is, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was like as big as we thought it would be.
The
job I mean? Or as many people would.
The job I work now professionally, and I want a lot of y'all to ask yourself this question. I'm talking to Black people. Your position that you have right now, everybody out there, you, and you, my job right now, when I'm in a room at work, I wasn't hired because of affirmative action. I wasn't hired because of DEI. I was hired because I was qualified and I had a very long resume. I had worked my ass off versus the glass ceiling. So I'm not in a room now because of DEI. It wasn't hot when y'all hired me like that. So I'm looking at, okay, so when are we next? What's next for us? What he's gonna do? What is he gonna do? He put Juneteenth back in. Thank you, Mr. Trump. He put Black History back. He said, y'all go ahead now, y'all can do it. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Right. I just don't. I still like. This may be something Black people don't like either, but you know what I mean. Understanding that the DEI, we wasn't benefiting off of that any motherfucking way. That Civil Rights Act, I don't feel like we was really benefiting off of that. I feel like it could have. Has anybody done any reports to see if any other races were benefiting off the Civil Rights Act? Because I know they did about DEI, and that's a fact that we at the bottom of the list there.
There's solid statistics that support the fact that white women, LGBTQ members, and other minorities benefited off this whole wave more than we did, Kamar. It's substantial statistical.
The Civil Rights Act you're talking about.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what.
Are you talking about the DEI?
I mean, so my point is, you know what I mean? I don't feel like there was no direct attack just yet at us.
That is my whole point. That's what I said.
That's what I said. I'm with you and going through everything as you know what I mean, as I dissect everything and go through everything. I don't really feel like it was a direct attack at us because we wasn't benefit off DEI. We wasn't benefiting off the Civil Rights Act. That's something that a lot of our ancestors fought for. So we was passionate in it. We was emotional about that. I feel like, you know what I mean? But I don't think we really was benefiting.
And like you said, Kevin, DEI mainly benefited white women. It didn't benefit Black folk.
Right.
And even the Civil Rights Act, did that really help us? I mean, now No.
Well, now keep in mind, we're armchair quarterbacking, right? Because hindsight is 2020. And I don't want to diminish anybody. I don't want to diminish anybody who is older now, but back then was on the front line saying, no, we really want equality, and they were black. I don't want to diminish your contribution, but what I'm saying is right now where we sit, I don't know how far it extended itself in really evening the playing field for us. Because the reality is, as a black person, you only get over by grinding or cooning. You got two choices. You can coon up and bubble up, or you can grind your ass off and bubble up. I tell you who don't ever move either way. The person who sits on his or her ass and don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You miss every pitch you don't swing at. And so I wanted to say, I am not a Trump supporter. I do think, first of all, should there be DEI? Absolutely. But it should be organically woven into our society, not as a, hey, let's create this program, right? Do we need equality? Absolutely. The fact that he would even attack these things, to me, spells fundamental racist, because you have no clue what it's like to be an individual who's subjugated or marginalized. He doesn't. He's a blue blood cracker, as we call him.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to understand my perspective at all. I don't care how many rappers he's been around. I don't care how many professional athletes you've been around. I don't expect anything from him but what he's doing. But at the same time, I'm smart enough as a black man, as a foundational black American, to say, but wait a minute yet. It ain't hit us yet. He ain't hit us yet. He ain't said. Well, let me rewind that even. And this is not me. I'm not turned out, y'all. Kevin got turned out by Trump. When you talk about the 14th Amendment, and he says that was created for the babies of the slaves. That's very pivotal. So what he said was, I'm going to remove all that other bullshit around it and let it exist for what it is. A constitutional law that says we're going to protect the babies of the slaves. Now, this is what made it even more funny when the partner came at me and said they're going to send y'all back. No, the 14th Amendment was passed so that us, the babies of the slaves, would never, ever, ever, ever be subject to being deported because we have the 14th Amendment. Right. They're saying, but what about everybody else? He said, it's all bullshit. That's the only reason it's there is because that was for the babies of the slaves. I don't know about y'all, but I'm the baby of a slave.
I think that applies to all of us, brother. And I think what you said too about the DEI piece, that rang something to me, because I think that employers and businesses should look at people not just of the color, but I think they should look more of the resume of that person.
The qualifications. It doesn't matter if they're black or whatever. I mean,
just because I may have better qualifications than the white person does, don't overlook me because I'm not white.
But we know that this is what white people have always done. As we say, they protected the bag.
Yeah.
They're going to hire, their solidarity exists in which they'll say, I'm going to hire little Charlie's nephew. God damn it.
Yeah.
Over Leroy, who has a master's of fucking Howard. He went to a nigger college. I'm not going to hire. Yeah. What he's saying in Trading Places, Mortimer, do you ever think I'd put a nigger in charge of our family legacy? You ever seen Trading Places? I'm old. I've seen shit.
Yeah.
Mortimer and shit. Right?
Mortimer.
Let me go to the chat room. Dion said the champ is in the house. Hold on, let me go back because I get a little bit behind on the chat room, y'all. Earl says black to Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. That's where they're gonna send us back to?
Shit.
Come on, son. Come on, it's 43 million black people in America. Fun. Well, I mean, shit. What you doing that for? What purpose does that serve? But I mean, unless you're really a racist,
he said, "I'm going to restore." We can walk back home from there.
So that's what you're saying. He's saying, I'm going to restore the Confederacy by sending all the niggers back to the South. Then you're really racist, right?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right. Deion said he took the tariffs down because the stock market went down. Yeah, he said he took them down because the motherfuckers bent the knee. They kissed the ring.
Right.
Yeah, the stock market went down. I don't think, but that's based on consumer faith too. People right now is like, I ain't finna spend no money. This shit finna get crazy. That affects the stock market too. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is Mark Ross. He's putting his email and his podcast all in the chat room. So if anybody wants to rock with Mark, there it is in the chat room. I have to copy that and share it later. Earl Henning, he said we live I don't know. It's an emoji.
The world we live in.
The world. Okay. There you go. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with the phone. As far as I can tell, Deion hit the line. I probably wasn't paying attention. We was talking shit. Y'all, welcome to the show. Share the show. Share the show. It's Outlaw Radio Live. Foundational Black Americans stand up. I don't know. Some people don't agree with it. I just want to, I have to explain it every show because I think people misconstrue it. When I say FBA or I say Foundational Black American, it's not a hierarchical group. There's no T-shirts. There's no club. There's no sign-up fee. There's no leader. It's about our lineage. It's about us creating something like the United States of America, because believe me, we created it, right? Without us, this country's nothing. We'll get back to that when we start talking about Black history. So it's about us saying it's time out for y'all to have good times with us, but never support us through the bad times, because believe it or not, when it came down to fighting for what we were supposed to get, a lot of people didn't fight with us. They stepped back. And you said, why you ain't there? Shit, I ain't Black. I'm Jamaican. I'm out of here. I'm Puerto Rican. You looking for me. So we said, no, enough of that. If it's us then. Right? So once again, the people who might not even think that they are affiliated with being a foundational Black American, welcome to the club, because figure out who your grandmama and your granddaddy is. Now, if you say my grandparents were Haitian, you're not a foundational Black American. If you don't say they was from somewhere in the South or somewhere in this country, and your great grandparents and if you can't trace it back lineage wise, if you say, oh man, my great granddaddy moved the whole family here from Jamaica. How far did he continue it? Did he marry a Jamaican woman? Did he bring his other Jamaican brethren and sisters up here and y'all continue to be Jamaican in America? Or did he marry a foundational Black sister, have a baby by her, and she married a foundational Black American? Let's look at your lineage. That's what the delineation movement is all about. Deion, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the show, Outlaw Radio Live, man, on a Monday evening. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing all right. Just sitting back listening to some of the things that you're saying, and shit, I went blind for a minute. I'm like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But now, when you were just talking about them Haitians, now if you go back to the Black people, right? So we all came from Africa. So then you got the children, the descendants of the Africans that was here. Then the children that was born after them. You know what I'm saying? So if a Haitian or Jamaican came here, because they did come here, you know what I'm saying? And see, that's the whole purpose. Like when we be talking and shit, I be sharing so much information. Like the dude that wrote Project 2025, he went back and read how they had like slave upheavals in South America and Haiti and stuff like that. So now I'm gonna give you a little brief history. You know what I'm saying? This is what I read, and I'm gonna try to do real quick.
I'm gonna give you a brief history. Go ahead.
No, for real, I'm gonna try to do it real quick.
Go ahead.
So this is how I interpret it. So they were still important slaves over here. You had people that were born here. You know, they had been here for years. Then they see people get imported here. But not only were they imported from Africa, but they was imported from Jamaica, Haiti, and the other islands. So that's why you had some of the uprisings, because those people were born free. And then you had, those people were born in Africa, wherever they come from. Then you had the people that was born in bondage. So if you was born in bondage, you don't know nothing else but, hey, this is how my everyday life is. I was born. You feel what I'm saying? So now if you have Jamaicans or Haitians that, if they could trace their lineage, but they go back to 16, 17, 1800, well, but after that, every child that was born from that lineage is an American. You feel what I'm saying?
No, it's not true.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
First of all,
because if that's the case, then we're not American.
Hold on. I'll let you give me a brief history lesson. Let me retort, as the French say. I'm sure they say that in some sort of fashion. We're talking about the American slave. We're not talking about, I don't hear too much about Jamaican slaves in Mississippi. I haven't heard. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me talk. Okay. Let me say something. I am a generation removed from Jim Crow-ism. My parents were sharecroppers in the Jim Crow South. Okay. And my family is 7 generations to 8 generations deep in the American South. There is no African identity at all. There is only an American identity. There's no tethers when I go to a family reunion. I've never been approached at a family reunion by a Haitian who said, hey, we're long lost cousins from Kosciuszko, Mississippi. I'd wager you the Haitian population in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, in the Tyler County, where my parents came from in 1955, was 0 to none. I'd be willing to put a wager on that. And furthermore, you have to understand the nature of who American slaves were. They were people who were stripped of their identity. You were forced to cross-tribulate, meaning you might be from one tribe and she might be from one tribe, but because of the way they blew us up and separate us, we didn't know what tribes we was mixing up. Pretty soon we was all from Missouri. Now, if you want to tell me you're from Nigeria, how the fuck do you know? You cannot prove that to me. I'm not spitting in no envelope. So a white company says, I analyze your DNA, you're from Western Africa. Yeah. My grandmama said we from Mississippi. I believe her over you. So when we start giving other people credit, see, this is where it started. Next thing you know, they talking about they created hip hop. No, Jamaican people created this shit. Puerto Ricans, get the fuck out of here, man. Next thing you know, we let these people tag along, right? And then they got that. Now they taking some credit for some shit we did because they was there. You didn't do it. You was just there. So that's where the delineation movement starts at. Juice Lady, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
I'm well. I apologize.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, Juicy Juice.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But yeah, I was in class, man, arguing with people over math, and that should be taking too long. But I'm here now, but I'm about to go because I ain't ate no food yet, and I'm quite hungry.
Well, you tuned in long enough to meet Mark Ross, who is like a probationary outlaw right now. I think he might be able to assume a position on the show. He has a very powerful intellect. He understands that niggas get to talking shit sometime. It ain't personal. He understands that. It's one of the requirements for being on the show. You can't take this shit off the air with you like, I'm gonna kill Kev.
Y'all gotta understand too, man. People talk but they don't really know what they're saying.
Okay.
Words be talking, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, once again, here we go as black people. As soon as one of us puts something down, it's 5 motherfuckers in the background saying, man, fuck that. That shit ain't gonna work. Hell no, I ain't doing that shit. You have niggas, I'm calling you niggas, because that's what the white man call you. And you don't want to be identified as an FBA, but you don't mind a motherfucker calling you a nigger.
Niggas.
Right. You every day you what up, nigga? My nigga, I love you, nigga. Oh, we some real niggas. Then you say, hold on, brother, you a foundational black American. Fuck that shit.
They might take it offensive.
They might, but we're speaking to your lineage. You feel more comfortable if I say, "Hey, you nigger," you feel more comfortable being disrespected. If I say, "What up, ugly motherfucker," you be like, "Man, what up, dog?" But if I say, "What up, my FBA brother, man, I ain't with this shit," it's so short-sighted. It's so limited, man. Why can't we all just be on one accord? If Trump,
I'm gonna tell you the reason I won't fuck with that FBA shit because
there we go.
What's his name? Nasheed Tariq, whatever the nigga name is.
He's not the leader. Yeah. He's not no leader.
I know he's not no leader, but to me, he came up with the concept. That's just like
he absolutely didn't. He absolutely didn't, because 3 years ago I was on Outlaw Radio saying black people are the only true Americans. Come on, how long have I said on this show? We are the only true Americans. We are the only cultural identity that was made by the United States of America. How long I've been saying that, Kamar?
Long as I've been here.
At least 7 years.
Long as I've been here.
I didn't even know who Tariq Nasheed was 7 years ago.
So did Tariq Nasheed ever say anything about FBA though?
That's his thing. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he
does. That's what I'm saying.
If you listen, if you're gonna let one dude who because you don't like him for whatever reason say, well, that takes the validity away from the FBA movement or the delineation movement, I think that's counterproductive. He is who he is. He has a platform. He speaks to it. He speaks to it. So, and I ain't mad at him. Do I agree with everything Tariq Nasheed says? Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
I hear him say shit all the time. I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm
with that. Sometimes he just say things. I think he's more of an antagonist at times because of the things that he says. And it's like, bro, you don't have to go into all that. You know what I mean? You don't have to make it, you don't have to antagonize me to dislike white people. You know, that's
a crazy word, antagonist, because I think he gets a lot of energy. It's a lot towards him from racists and other black people.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like he gives back, but you might be right. Yeah, I like that. He's an antagonist.
He's a bit of an antagonist at times, but I can respect his viewpoints on how he views us as foundational Black Americans, because we are, and that's something that we as a community need to really like grasp, because we spend so much energy and so much time looking at everybody else and every other culture, you know, focusing on what makes them them.
Right. So Puerto Ricans can say they're Puerto Rican, Mexicans can say they're Mexicans, Haitians can say they're Haitians, Jamaicans can say they're Jamaicans, but a Black American can't say I'm a foundational Black American.
There you go.
Where's the problem at?
Where's the problem?
What's the issue here?
We need to do more of that.
We need to do all that. That's all we need to do is be about us, because that's what they do.
It is what they do.
That is what they do.
Like Tariq Nasheed said, we got to match their energy.
Tariq Nasheed, like I said, man, I mean, first of all, it's about what they say, you chew up the fish and you spit out the bones, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any individual who I agree with everything they say. I don't, you know, and my favorite political, historical Black person is Adam Clayton Powell. I think that dude was the most true. I think I put him over Martin Luther King, because as a legislator, nobody ever got more legislation passed in Washington in regards to Black people. He wasn't talking about civil rights. He was talking about the Negro. Go back and look him up. But I don't agree with everything he said or that he did, you know?
Yeah.
But I can take the bits and pieces that matter. Let me see. Who is this? I want to keep up with the chat room while we on pace 2. Henning, Tennessee, mother. Okay. Yeah, so they're going to send you back there. If they want to send me back to, this is the truth too. If they wanted to send me back to Mississippi and they say, hey man, listen, we've traced the Barnes and we've traced the Mallet family. My mother was a Mallet. My father's a Barnes. If they said, we traced y'all back to Mississippi and we're going to send you back there. You know what the funny part is? On both sides of my family, we probably own hundreds of acres. So it would be like, all right, well, shit. Let me get my plot, right? Like I wouldn't be totally out in the dark, is what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't think he's gonna send us back. I think he'll come at us with some other shit. I don't know. I'm not pro-Trump. I think he's a racist. But once again, the white boy's shaking shit up. Like, people are shaking all over the world.
I want to talk about the real President Musk. God damn it.
That's okay.
That's what I want to talk about, President Musk, nigga.
There you go.
Let's talk about Musk then. I don't know much about the South African boy. Somebody tell me something.
I just feel like, you know, Trump was kind of beefing with people. Elon was beefing with people, but Elon got money. Trump needs some money, need money friends. And now they were like this. And really, whatever Elon won't done, I heard the head of the FAA, that motherfucker quit after having an argument with Elon Musk. He was like, man, fuck this shit. I hear a lot of people is kind of like, fuck this shit because Elon Musk. And I think a lot of shit that he gonna want done is going to happen. I think Trump 80 years old. Elon knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm finna go buddy up with this nigga. I'm finna make the shit I want happen. Finna take over. So
He bought all them jokers. He bought them all out, did he? He
Yeah,
bought them all out.
that's probably a good point, but I feel like it's a
bought 'em
big
all
money conversation because, of course, Elon Musk has some influence. You said Trump needs money. I don't think Trump needs money. I think it's important for Trump to have all the richest people in one room. That's actually solidarity. And good or bad, it's all of us here, and Trump can get y'all around the table and say, everybody shut the fuck up and listen. It's what we here for. As y'all notice, I've retaken the White House. I told y'all 2 years ago I was gonna be back. That's a hellified meeting. They drinking out of jewel encrusted goblets, right? You know, so these are the individuals that are involved in all the biggest crimes as well. These are all the individuals that have, you know, some Epstein connections, some Weinstein connections.
Yeah.
Steve Bannon don't like Elon Musk though. Steve Bannon know where the skeletons are kept at.
Okay.
You fuck around and make that racist ass hunky mad.
Well, once again, as a black person, you can't help but laugh just a little bit because it seems, y'all, like white on white crime and white on Latino crime and white on gay crime and the normal white black people shit. Like nothing's changed for us, really. We was niggas already.
I've been saying fuck the Mexicans a long time ago. I don't like Mexicans.
I'm not going to say, hold on. Oh, y'all Outlaw Radio.
Hey, at least he being honest, I guess.
Hey, that's what the platform is for. Let me give you one of these, Dion. I don't got a problem with Mexicans. I know that. Let's talk, since you referenced it. Let's be 100% honest. There is a racist element when it comes to brown and black relationships. There are a lot of Mexicans who don't like us.
Shit, better believe it.
And I think they feel a certain way because, hey, y'all living, this all was our shit, and y'all part of the people who came and took it from us. But there is, you know what? I feel like the only Latinos we really have any kind of real close relationships with are Puerto Ricans. Because they are African, they can still see some of their African lineage and they feel a kinship. And but at the same time, as well as them being a territory of the United States, so they are free to move about the country, if you will. They're not immigrants, right? So I think that they delineate themselves. They have their own community. They identify, they have speaking their own dialect. They have their own foods. And they have their own music. They're proud. They have their own culture. And they say, this is Puerto Rican culture. Nobody got a problem with it. Nobody got a problem with it. So, yeah, it is for us is looking at them saying, you know, y'all got to fight your own battles. Just like we do.
That damn right. Damn right.
Yeah, we said that earlier. We got to do our own shit. That's why we got to come together and collect our resources and collect our, you know, it reminds me of the movie scene in The Warriors where Cyrus got all the gangs together. See, I'm revealing my age right now.
No, man. No, that's what's
he gathered all the gangs in the park.
You dig it.
Thank you, brother. So you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
We need to be on some Cyrus shit.
Yeah. It's just sad when you say, well, what happened to Cyrus at that meeting? You need to get out the park. I'm just saying. Cyrus didn't make it out the park. Oh, man. Yeah, killed by a white dude, right?
Yeah.
And then he blames another white dudes. Like the Warriors did it. Y'all got to see that movie, man.
No, what makes you think we ain't seen the Warriors?
Isn't that a message? That's a message right there, ain't it?
That whole movie is a message if you really look at it. But at times, it's like why I watch King of New York. Yeah, because the setting of that movie, people might look at it and say, "This is crazy." Nah, but this is really how America was at one point, right? The King of New York was. That's one of my favorite ones. I'm digressing. I ain't even talking about. Listen, I want to ask y'all another question since we talking politics. Another thing that might make black people mad, but so like I said before, y'all don't want to do shit until we tell you can't. As soon as we say something that you can't do, then y'all get active, right? When we gonna call our mayor out? When are we gonna tell the truth about the false, dishonest, misleading, non-transparent leadership he has brought to the table? Let me tell you something. we just found out again today or yesterday or the weekend, whenever, that the housing authority used $2.8 million of federal grant money to pay their staff because they had mismanaged their budget so bad.
Damn.
On the back end of that, the federal government has come into Hackham 2 years ago and said, this shit is so mismanaged, it's borderline fraud when it comes to rent assistance and just the whole thing about people getting the money from HUD to be able to live in subsidized housing, government public housing, if you will. So when that happened, he came on television and said, oh, no, they doing better. I heard. They taking care of their problems. Come to find out that the feds was controlling that, had taken control of that office at that point. He's spoken about not knowing their problems. When you find out that he actually sits on a board that is very powerful and influential on who's where. And now we find out today, to add insult to industry, $2.8 million misappropriated. When he came and said he didn't know what was going on with MPS. Somebody tell me what was the last superintendent's name? What was his name? Gregory Thornton. Was that his name? Gregory Thornton. What was his name? Well,
I forgot about him.
I know Thornton was his last name. But the mayor got on TV and said he didn't know what was going on. He said, let me call Willie or whatever his name was.
Wasn't it Keith? What's the name, Keith?
Willie Posey. Wasn't the name Willie Posey? I don't know.
Dr.
His name was Keith. I keep saying Keith, man.
Yeah.
Keith.
I call him all black names. Jermaine Posey.
Oh my gosh.
Who's going to get there? Who's going to get there? Just keep.
But he called him by his first name. He said, well, let me call Keith and see what's popping. This dude is a liar. He pushed the $252 million school referendum. He came with the tax, I'm going to save Milwaukee fiscally.
People like liars, Kev.
They still had deficits. The property tax levy has since been raised because the county part of it had a deficit.
Hey, Juice Lady, what'd you say?
I said people love liars.
Yeah.
You know, they love liars. Whenever it comes time to vote, and that's who we vote for, the people that's lying and making it sound the best. And then I don't. Yeah.
That's true. I agree with you.
Like the lie.
Okay, so I'm looking at the chat room, right? Earl says we need to stop sitting on each other. I don't know if he's saying shit. And once again, this is a platform where I pride myself in. I don't talk down on especially another black person. I don't talk down on you because by you being the mayor and me being a voter, this is business, not personal. I don't know him personally. He might be absolutely the greatest guy ever. But as a leader, you sucking ass right now. You patted yourself on the back about a drop in crime. Look how this year has started. Wrong way deaths on the freeway. Motherfucker get on the freeway driving the wrong way.
Can't even
They
drive.
probably was intoxicated.
It don't matter.
Oh.
It matters.
Yeah, guess what I learned in my math class? You know, I don't fuck with math, but I learned in math.
Hold on, Dion. Hold on.
I learned in math that with these numbers, how they always be saying them numbers, and them numbers don't be making sense, and they saying these percentages. Now with percentages, you know what I'm saying? You can make shit sound like a lot or a little. Rather, it's a lot or a little, depending on what you're talking about. And that's all they be doing, using the percentages when that's the relative number, when the absolute number is usually way higher. You know what I'm saying? But using the relative percentages always makes shit seem low. You know, crime is low, homelessness is low. But when we use the absolute number, do the real math, it should be high. Because I'm in math class, Kev, I'm learning it.
Well, as a research student, I learned that's called skewing the research.
That's right.
Skewing the research is basically saying we can focus on certain percentages statistically and leave other factors out. We're not lying, but we ain't telling you the whole truth. Right?
Yeah. And we rounding some numbers. You know, we doing a couple different, we gonna put some stuff together, make it sound good.
But I'm not. Listen, I don't have anything personal against our mayor. I was as proud as anybody else to see a black man get any job. I don't care if you get hired as the janitor at the local goddamn McDonald's. If you say, Kev, I got this job, man, I'm finna give me a car. I'll be like, go ahead, brother. Like, there's no hate. But look at our city. Are we trending in the right direction? Where is the economic development plan? You are building luxury, not you personally, but your constituents and the people who you are very aware of are building high-rise luxury towers downtown. Who are these for? Because you're not bringing jobs. Matter of fact, Masterlock just left. Who just closed down? They closed down their global headquarters in Menominee Falls. Briggs and Stratton. Like, they're steadily leaving. You're not bringing. Where's your plan? Yo, I see you shaking people's hands. I see you doing that. I see you smile. You be, and you seem like an affable dude. But all I see you doing is encouraging gentrification and eliminating opportunities. Once again, you won't put your hand in the school system because the city has nothing to do with MPS. But yet the city is burdened by individuals who have gone to MPS and been underserved and miseducated, that have no real career skills to offer. So what are they going to do? You're going to rob, steal, and kill. Because what we talk about, going into survival mode, right? You still have not even addressed the fact that the median income for a black family is $29,000, and our white counterparts is double that, is $60,000 a year. I haven't heard you address that. I haven't heard you say, hey, man, it's really not about building new Walmarts and building new Taco Bells and new McDonald's. This shit got to be about some manufacturing shit. I see the wild counties getting Amazon facilities. Microsoft done came behind whatever. What Skippy Walker sell us out to? What did he sell the whole state out to? What's that shit? Foxconn. Microsoft done came and said, don't worry about that shit. We got this. Big money. Why is there no development in the city of Milwaukee? Because you want to put those jobs out there and build luxury housing and safe neighborhoods for the people who work there. I'm just saying, brother, I see you, man. I see you. You've done all these reorganizations of the city. Office of Violence Prevention is the Office of Band-Aids and stitches or whatever. Shout out to the people who work there. Like, you're shoveling money around. How do you allow Willie Hines to get out of the Hackham? He resigns and he works long enough to get his pension, and they done took $2.8 million from the feds, and the feds are actually running up. How you let him? How you get away? How you get away?
That's that Trumpism, man. We helping our people. We getting some dollars. We letting people out.
So here's the question. This ain't Trumpism.
Well, here's the question. You know, and I know you might know the answer to this, but who loses because of this?
Rhymes with bus. Bus.
Yeah, us.
But we vote for him. 87% of the election and popular votes he got. We over said, no, man. They said, no, man. That's a black man. Kev, stop hating on that black man. You big up in Trump and you down in the black mayor. He ain't shaking shit up. He went to Madison and said, our bad. Can we borrow some of our money back? They said, if y'all want some of y'all money back, y'all gonna have to raise y'all taxes or some shit. Y'all can't. So we really didn't get ahead. You increased our taxes and then said, well, they're gonna give us more revenue sharing. But they increased the taxes. Like you put something on sale and you say, hey man, it's normally 25. I'm gonna sell it for 15, but you only paid 10 for it. It ain't on sale.
And they about to get sued too because they ain't put them police in them schools. That was part of their what's the name? And another part of it was they did away with diversity, equity, and inclusion in certain other university systems. So that was part of it too, accepting that money. So it was a lot of bullshit stipulations, like you said, it came along with getting our money back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Evers, Governor Evers saying he gonna fight Trump if he come up in here talking about this mass deportation.
Yeah.
He said, I'm fighting the GOP if they come up in Wisconsin with it. We fighting them. We ain't gonna let this ride. Right. Once again, y'all heroes. Can I get some law enforcement reform when we can prove statistically that the justice system has disproportionately convicted us at higher rates than our white counterparts for the same crimes? Can we get some legislation?
And it's statistically proven.
Absolutely. And you can't skew that.
You can't.
You can't skew that.
You
So
can't.
I want y'all to know, if you're saying woe is me because of your boy Trump, midterm elections are coming up. This is like they say where stars are made.
The Dems are some hoes though. They ain't trying to hold dude feet to the fire, man. They gonna have to get the majority.
That's what I'm saying. Midterm elections is coming up, and that's where you turn the tide on that. When we start paying attention who our congressmen and our senators are, and our state representatives, and all this shit matters. You
do people ever pay attention?
You should pay attention now.
I said, but do people ever pay attention? From what we've seen,
No.
You know what you said, Cornell West, nigga. He said,
hey man, don't be hating on me, Dr. Cornell West. He deserved it.
No, he didn't. You don't even hear nothing from the nigga.
Don't be hating.
Where Cornell West got a podcast now? I seen somebody say where he at. He went and started a podcast.
And that's right.
Because he married to a white woman.
Is he? Is she white?
Yeah.
No.
Is she white?
Oh my God. Is she white? Oh my God.
Thank you.
Hey man.
Oh man, this nigga went and got some
You see how
drugs.
went in on your boy.
Do some barking in know that.
Hold on. Somebody got some opening a Big Mac wrapper in the background. I can't hear.
Don't start, Kim.
Are you eating potatoes? Please mute your mic. I can't hear anything.
She said, forget the lie. She said,
I'm not even eating anything. Why?
Somebody was opening a bag of chips.
All I did was get the bag, Kev. You handed me the bag.
I know. I have no headphones. I can hear everything.
Live show and she going to the stove.
Right. Hey, hey, I'm back, y'all.
Going to the stove.
Yeah, go black people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love our people, man.
I want, like I'm saying, once again, we start talking about our state. We talking about how it's governed, and you said, will people ever pay attention? I don't know if they will, but I don't know a better time than now to start doing so. I'm not gonna judge you for what you did, girl. You are killing me with these graham crackers. I don't know. You gotta.
I was trying to make sure my bag ain't fall. Then my fries will fall on the floor, and then I'd be sad.
I'm gonna be sad if you keep crackling that package.
My bad. I just moved it. I stopped. I'm done.
It's good.
Those are good headphones, Kev.
I know. I can't. I have to have headphones on. This is how this is done.
I'm good.
My mic is.
Courtney, just obey the rules, or we'll see you later.
Whatever, man. I'm just saying he got a janky phone with some headphones on point. That's right. Don't care.
I got a janky phone. No.
Yeah.
No. My setup is super boss. I'm super 100% effective.
That's what you say today because it's working.
I'm gonna start sending out pictures so y'all can say, "Damn, he wasn't lying. This shit really is boss." You said I done broke my shit down and took it to on the road before and set it up somewhere. And people,
you have indeed, Kev. I'm not gonna hate on that.
Yeah, man. Oh, man.
I'm not gonna hate.
Let's put the what they call them Fritos away. Right? Hey, y'all be careful out here with this broccoli. I know a lot of us we try to be vegan. We set these New Year's resolutions. We exercise.
Boy, you stupid as hell. I think.
I'm not. No, this ain't no shot at vegans. This ain't. I promise this not. What I'm saying is, a lot of people, and they put it on Facebook. They're in the gym, like they working out. They made a resolution. I'm gonna stop eating meat. But the broccoli in Walmart, the broccoli that you buy from Walmart has the highest risk rating that you can have. They said it's possible death. It's contaminated. Yes. In the People's News Network, it's contaminated to that point. Do not eat the broccoli out of Walmart. That's all I wanted to say.
Is that just a fresh broccoli? I don't even think they got fresh broccoli. So or do they? So just the fresh or the fresh and the frozen?
I don't know. Why take a chance?
What that got to do with people? But what that got to do with people who say they don't want to eat meat no more?
Because they might be eating all vegetables now. They might be
going
to
the eat broccoli instead of meat.
A lot of people.
Some people do. They start making stir fry. You know,
broccoli, cauliflower.
Yeah, says everybody who ain't vegan, right?
No,
like broccoli ain't the go-to thing when you stop eating meat. It ain't like just because everybody starting says they want to stop eating meat, but don't eat the broccoli. Okay.
I'm telling people to be careful. Now,
Meat fucked up too.
If you are a person, I see people juicing. They putting all kinds of vegetables. And
Yeah.
it's been cucumbers. It's been tomatoes. It's been all kinds of, and I call it every time. And I eat vegetables myself.
Why
So
we
ain't
don't
like
never
I don't
call
eat.
the meat? Why we don't never do the meat recalls?
It do be meat recalls almost every
I
week.
said why we don't discuss them on the show.
I have.
I mean, it's a lot of recalls to go over. I get recalls.
Yeah, I ain't never. I never heard us.
When double quarter pounders with cheese from McDonald's when McDonald's had the listeria outbreak, I was up front standing on business saying, "Don't eat the double quarter pounder because that's my favorite burger from McDonald's."
Yeah.
What you talking about?
That's why you said that.
I eat Burger King. I mean, I eat all that shit. So I tell other people, don't eat that shit. They got an outbreak.
Hey man, so we just gonna solve this about once a week.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is it ain't no correlation with people who just started saying I'm finna stop eating meat.
Like, I promise you it is.
How come that couldn't have just been said to everybody?
I promise you there's people who had just started in January who said, I'm starting this year off right. I'm going to be healthy. They say health is wellness. They ain't even on the path far enough to understand how to get organic
I'm going to need y'all to let this go.
They going to go in Walmart and say, we ain't eating no ground beef. Get some carrots, get some roots. And they're going to be sick. I'm just warning them, man.
But that's a statement meant for everybody, not just people.
Well, I was talking to the people who don't eat meat no more. That's who I was talking to. You stand up for the people who, right, you give it to everybody. I'm giving it to the vegans.
Everybody eat broccoli. It ain't just vegans, man.
I mean, he sounded like he wanted me to be against him, so fuck it then. I guess. I don't know.
It ain't even that. It's just what I just said. That's a statement meant for everybody.
And especially the people who are
that was one of them subtle shots.
Well, no, I could take a direct shot. I wouldn't have to be subtle about it.
That was one of them subtle shots. Like,
no, man. No.
You know what I mean?
Even
that's a statement I feel like everybody should know. Just going vegan.
What you say, Dion?
I say even if you cook it thoroughly, it's still dangerous.
I don't know that you can cook contamination out of food, right? Like, so if the ground beef got what they call it, what do they call it when the ground beef E. coli
and all that? Yeah,
just fried.
You got to talk.
I don't know. I thought he killed germs though.
That's what I'm saying. People don't know. That's why I got to push it out here. You don't know. You might pull up.
Just don't eat that broccoli, Dion. Get your broccoli from somewhere else.
Somebody referenced the People's News Network. I have to say this. The People's News Network is the sister group of Outlaw Radio. I started this group 8 years ago, right? There's only 1,400 people in this group. We've never really had any problems with trolls. Scott Epicet has been stalking my show before I was even... I was on Blog Talk. I was still doing live shows. He came down to 3041 North once again to present himself. There was no racist energy. There was no bigoted energy. It wasn't none of that. He comes into the People's News Network. He makes comments. At one point, people got so sick of it. I asked them, did they want me to kick him out? I did kick him out. They told me to kick him out. He got back in. I have admins. I'm not saying who let him in. I know it wasn't me. He comes in now. He trolls. He trolls and he trolls. Joseph Walker comes in now, and Joseph Walker's been on the show. Came to my house, did an interview. I didn't detect any racist energy from him. I don't know if it had to do with the fact that we was 5'6" deep. I don't know. But there was no, it was all like, yeah, man, yeah, cool. There's some dude named Lucky Leprechauno who trolls right now. Right? Now, Dion and Scott and Ernest Walker go at each other all the time in this group. And I'm talking about this shit gets hot, right? Like, and Scott made a racist comment. Scott Epicet made a racist comment to Dion about go sit in the back of the bus. Called him a what did he call him, Kamar? Because I seen you comment on it too. He called him.
I ain't even read it.
What did he call him? He called him a peasant, right?
Yeah.
And somebody reported it, right? And they were actually,
I asked Ewok, was he snitching?
right. I see that. Like, oh, you out here reporting niggas?
I ain't even see it, dude. I went in on his ass, so I went in on it.
You always do. You
Hey.
Anthony McGee. There's several people who do. Go ahead, come on.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. What you know what I mean? What I try to remember. You know what I mean? Try not to let them type people get power over me, especially in these days and time when a lot of them gon', you know what I mean, be feeling themselves. You know what I mean? I try not to let them get power over me where they get me upset like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was just telling you earlier, how all the Trump supporters was on my ass on Instagram and shit on my post. They going right now. It's viral, dog. But anyway, like they clowning, they snapping. You know what I mean? But shit, hey, listen, I'm pushing their buttons. You know me, Kev. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep them going. I get paid for the comments. They don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna let them move. You know what I'm saying? And see, and that's why Scott and them do that shit, because y'all showing them that they pushing y'all buttons. You know what I mean? Stop letting them see you sweat, nigga. They gonna move around.
Man, they gonna get the hint.
Yeah, I couldn't take it though. I couldn't.
Yeah, I know you can't take it, and that's why they keep doing what they doing, because they know you can't take it.
No, you know what, Kamar?
I'm just being real.
No, you are, because it is about reserving your energy and all that kind of thing. But this, first of all, is social media. It's a Facebook group, right? And I don't mind that brothers go back and forth with them. Like just those whole interactions is kind of what make the machine go, right? My issue is when I get black people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna leave this group now because of what the white dude said."
Oh no!
And that's my point.
And
that's
it comes
the
to
point I'm making right there. Stop giving them power to upset you like that. Because that's why they keep doing it.
To the point where you say, Kev, kick him out or I'm leaving. Right? There's what I'm getting from people saying, why you got this white dude in this group? And I'm trying to explain to people that this is the time that we live in. This rolls up. This didn't, dude, I've been doing this 11 years in January. I've had 2 trolls call me in 11 years and really like call and be like, oh, you niggers and blah, blah, blah. Twice it's happened. First time I lost my scruples. I went crazy. I mean, my wife had to come from upstairs like, oh my God, what? And I'm down here coming like, yeah, what I did to his mama and my granddaddy did to his grandmama. Like I went there with it. Like I totally lost it. So I did what Kamar's talking about. I let him push my buttons. But see, when I see them dudes doing that now, I understand that there's a reason that they're here now. It is that Trump energy. Okay. He walks on the line. He walks in the chat room. He said, I be having fun roasting Scott. It's funny to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see, there's no issue with that. It's just when you come at me and be like, Kev, well, kick him out. And first of all, I'm starting to notice.
And when it gets to that point, I feel like it's too far for you. Now you done let him get you in your emotions to the point where you feel like you got to go tell somebody else to get rid of him.
Yeah, like
that's some snitch shit. That's some snitch shit, dog.
It's that man, get rid of this nigga, man. He got to go.
Yeah, Kev, like real.
He being disrespectful, but it's okay for us to be disrespectful.
Dude, y'all wouldn't believe, and I don't be screenshotting shit, right? Like a lot of people screenshot shit and put it. Like I don't. Like I get all kinds of inboxes from people all the time. Scott stays inboxing me. Scott texts. He texts my phone. He'll look at, hey man, you should do, like he'll talk to me like we guys, and I'll be like, Scott, you racist. Why do you even watch? Like why you care? But it's what he been doing for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just him. And he even said Kevin and Anthony McGee, who's the other admin, one of the admins, he can kick me out at any time. I stir the pot. I'm the antagonist. I keep it going. I'm like, you're kind of right, because y'all on this post arguing with this dude. I put up a whole bunch of positive shit every day and nobody responds to it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't go to bed thinking about him. I just said what I said. That's it. And I ain't even read what he said. I don't know what he said because I said what I said and then I left it at that. So whatever the fuck he said, he said. That's just like with Orlando. You know what I'm saying? I went on there like, Orlando, where you and your Trump loving ass motherfuckers at now? I went on another white boy page today because ain't nobody been saying nothing about Trump. They went on there, well, Canada's bending the knee. Mexico is bending the knee. Them motherfuckers ain't bending no knee.
I just
them
said
white
that.
boys got them white boys got on his ass. Them white boys got on his ass because he got the fucking with the economy. You know what I'm saying? The Dow Jones drop. The Dow Jones drop. The NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. The S&P. All type of shit. Like, hold on, you ignorant ass boy. We ain't put you up in this motherfucker to fuck with the economy. You know what I'm saying? So he had to recant. It wasn't that Mexico and them like, we about to wave a white.
Hey, Dion, don't the stock market go up and down all the time? Don't they have crashes? Like, that's the nature of it.
Hold on. When he won, that motherfucker shot up, and it ain't been down since he won.
So it sounds like what you're referencing is consumer confidence, which also influences the market. So when he got elected and people were optimistic because one of his promises was he was going to bring value and build the economy. Now we're seeing him do all the tariffs and all that. Consumer confidence is down. That's a driving factor in it too. So we can't just say,
no.
When Mexico's president says, I'll put 10,000 of my troops on your border, and then he says, okay, I'll hold up off the tariff. I don't know that the driving force was the stock market going down. I don't know. But y'all brothers, y'all chime in. Kamar, Mark, what y'all think about this?
Go ahead, Kamar.
Well, you know what I mean? I think a lot of shit got to do with it, but it's mainly like you said before, I think, how the stock market go up and down. You know, it's been down for so long, eventually it's going to go up. Different shit happen, you know what I mean? But like right now, I wonder what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to go down again. Because like I was telling you about what the Mexicans was telling me about different shit. You know what I mean? Like, we never think about different stuff that those illegal immigrants was over here doing. You know what I mean? As far as all the shit we ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? So you never know. But I think it's just mainly more what you said at first, Kev. You know what I mean? To go up and down.
Well, the nature of it is to buy low and sell high, right?
Yes.
Right.
So when it's low and you have money, you go in and swoop up some shit because everybody's panicking. This is what traders are doing on the floor at the New York Stock Exchange. Right. And when it's up and there's people who want to come back in and say, hey, I want to buy some stock. Well, it's high right now. So if you want in, you got to pay. That's how they make their dividends, meaning that's how they make money off their investments. Yeah. So it fluctuates. It always does. And you can look at different traits of when we start talking about GDP, because GDP is gross domestic product. And this is another thing that we have to look at, if the tariffs are so high on foreign products, what do we then have to do? We have to start buying domestic products.
Local.
So we won't, you know what I mean? So this pumps some kind of life in terms of buy American. And once again, foundational Black Americans who have businesses
can profit.
There you go.
But see, that's the thing, though, man. We looking at it so smallly, though. Do you know how many auto parts, small, like the fucking button that you might turn your heat on with, that we get from Mexico and Canada? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Canada was talking about they getting rid of. Canada was talking about they pushing. They don't want U.S. banks in their country. Now they might have rescinded. Who knows? They don't want U.S. banks in their country. They don't want no U.S. liquor being sold in their country.
No liquor,
oh, man.
Listen,
so take that shit off the shelf right now.
Hold on. So now go back to what you just said. What you just said
about what?
About the whole thing. You said what Mexico was doing. What did you say Mexico or Canada was doing? You said
they don't want no liquor up in there.
Right. Their dollar is worth shit. Their dollar is worth shit. Our money.
Well, I don't know what
you can go and look. Our money still has more value than theirs.
But if a liquor company is making billions of dollars over there selling liquor.
Hold on, Dion. Just let me finish the second part of my statement, please. Many of those jobs that you're talking about in terms of those little buttons that we need and the springs that we need and little things you didn't think about, like clothes hangers and plastic bags. We still have the facilities to produce that. Hold on. That's what they outsourced. That's what the auto industry outsourced anyways. Those jobs used to be in America. All your major auto manufacturers, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, how they saved their industry. How they saved their industry was by outsourcing jobs to Mexico, where they could underpay and not give benefits to their workers. So if you say we got to bring those facilities back to America, I'm not seeing the bad part about that, because if you can't get no buttons from China, listen, if you can't get no buttons from China, you call Ohio and say, anybody up there making buttons? You call Illinois.
They might not have the capabilities to make the buttons.
We can't make plastic buttons in it. Listen, we can't make plastic buttons in America.
It says for their dollar that it is 69 American cents. Our dollar is less than their dollar. We're
Canada?
Not, that's what it says. It says for their $1, ours is 69 cents.
A Canadian dollar is worth more than American. Okay. If you say it, I believe it. I've never heard that Canadian money was higher than ours, right?
Yes.
That's a revelation.
69 cents.
Because I can't go nowhere with a Canadian dollar here and spend it.
And then, so check it out, right? Hold on. Because I know you'll be like me backing up. Just getting in your ear. But check it out, right? I work for a metal stamping company. If we got I work for a metal stamping company. We have certain dyes. Now with the plastic that's plastic mold injection. If that certain company only has that patented mold to use, and a U.S. company don't have it, who they gonna get it from? That's just like when the automakers were saying that we were short microchips for the cars. Who was making? Why wasn't no company in America making microchips?
Because we've been dependent on them. This is the issue. Because we've been overly dependent on foreign industry. And all the while, America steady lost jobs. I'm not trying to be a Trumper, bro. I'm just looking at straight up economics in this country.
I know.
And economically, and economically, because I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was born in 1975. And during the 70s, black people in Milwaukee had the higher standard of living for black people in this country, because there was industry here. Because A.O. Smith made the frames. Because Briggs and Stratton made the motors, because Falk made the frames, because Alice Chalmer made the tractors. Okay. Yep. That business, you know how many in Michigan, if you go right now, you look at a town where the auto factory closed down, how many satellite businesses in that town also lost the ones who made the springs, the ones who made the buttons, then the one who had the patents, as you call it. And my father was an injection molder. He was over the injection molding at Bucyrus Erie in South Milwaukee. So injection molding used to be something we did here. But when they outsourced it, because American people, the benefits, first of all, along with these union scandals in which, certain individuals took a whole bunch of skimming off wages and labor. We know how that goes. I ain't trying to wind up in the trunk somewhere. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of variables that get back involved when we say, nah, let's just bring all that business back home then. Is that going to happen? Probably not, because you see that these countries are going to acquiesce to Trump. They don't want to do without this American money, man. I just think bringing jobs back is essential. To me, poverty is one of the biggest components of crime. I might not be right. Everybody disagrees with me.
You're right.
I believe it.
And not only that, they was talking about how much energy, you know what I'm saying, raw petroleum that we get from Canada and the Midwest refineries have to fix the shit. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago, like in Indiana, where the refinery had messed up? Because I be on the highway all the time, and I drive past some refineries. You feel what I'm saying? And the refinery was messed up, and our gas went up. And we was like, well, we're still getting gas from the other countries, so what's going on here? You understand what I'm saying? See, we think we get all our foreign oil from Middle Eastern countries. We depend a lot on Mexico and Canada to get our oil and stuff like that. So it was a lot hurting that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm muting myself again because I'm backing up.
Courtney, I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing that the value of a U.S. dollar in Canada is $1.46. That's what I'm saying.
Can I interject for a second?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
With all this gas stuff going on, if Canada I'm not gonna say if, when Canada says I'm getting ready to pull the switch and turn off all this shit. How do you think that's going to play off when the power goes out? Because they control the power in the Midwest. They do.
Canada does?
Yeah. And Canada said that if Trump continues to do what he's doing, they're going to cut the power.
How?
Yep, the electrical grid. Yep, he's right.
So hold on. Please explain to me, because I've never heard this. This is unique.
Yes. The prime minister got on and said, I think it was the prime minister, it was an older white guy. But then the prime minister came on and piggybacked off of what he said. But a man, he said basically that due to Trump's, I guess his threats, his actions or whatever, that they were going to turn off the power in the Midwest because they control the electrical grid of the Midwest. Now, does that mean the entire state of Wisconsin? I don't know, but we will be affected by that if Canada turns the switch off, so to speak. I'm saying that could happen, and if it does, we're fucked.
You know, Kev, during all those end of the world movies, you know what I'm saying? Everybody be trying to get out of America and they be running over to Canada and shit trying to get in. They not letting niggas in now. You know what I'm saying? Or Mexico. We fucked up.
Right. We fucked up.
I need a deeper explanation of this. Canada controls the power to American Midwest, because hold on. I need to see, somebody send me a link or something. I need to see, because there has to be an explanation to this, because why would they then come and say, okay, Trump, we'll send more troops to the border to following what you say, instead of just saying, if you keep it up, we're going to cut Wisconsin off tonight.
Canada said that?
Yes, Canada's one of the first ones to say, hold on, we'll send troops to our border too, which is what he demanded.
To our border.
To our northern Canadian border, okay. Their southern border.
Okay.
Canada and Mexico, he held up both of their tariffs because they both said, all right. So why wouldn't they just say, you don't want to fuck with us? Your little Detroit to be gone. I'm just saying I need an explanation. I'm not saying you're wrong or this is not a factor. I just like to have things.
Maybe he don't care.
I don't want to say. I don't know. Maybe I want to.
Because it seemed like that's something that would have been thrown out there before. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
It might be true. It might be true. That might be some information they call themselves hiding from us or something.
It might be. Kamar, I swear I'm asking for the proof. That's all. Dion is still, right. Of course, Dion. This better not be no 10 full hat dudes either with no conspiracy theory about Canada. This better be some solid shit. And I don't want to see no dude sitting in his basement on YouTube talking about.
No, I just sent it to you. Go ahead. I'm muting myself. I'm trying to get these.
I can't do it in the middle of the show, but I'm gonna look at it. Give me a chance to look at it. Let me see the information. That's all. I love it. I love it. I want to go back to this because I don't know if I said this or not. Another thing about our group, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna move on unless my brothers got some input to it. Apparently, there were a lot of gangs on the South Side in the 90s that I never heard of. Apparently, there was white mobs on the South Side or something in the 90s that I never heard of.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Because I keep seeing white dudes put in the group like, oh, I'm from the hood. I'm from 23rd and Walker's Point or some shit like that. And we used the 23rd Street Mafia in the 90s. Dude, I am from the core of the North Side. I never heard of y'all. Y'all never crossed the bridge. I never seen y'all. Hold on. I never seen y'all at Capitol Court. I never seen y'all at Northridge. I never seen y'all at Bayshore.
Keep the ass on.
Because they was over there. Because
right
over there, Kev.
Okay, but why are you claiming that now, 35 years later? When
he might have been claiming it his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Just like you claim your set, but seeing that y'all from different sides of the world.
You never see me on Facebook talking about, yeah, I'm from the da boys from.
You be yelling up that Capitol Drive stuff.
That's where I grew up at. There's no gang called Capitol Drive.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
There's no gang called Capitol Drive.
but maybe he been living his set all his life.
He might have, but why in 2025 do you feel the need, and your name is Lucky Leprechauno, to put that in the People's News Network that you was from 23rd and Walker in the 90s and y'all was who fucking cares?
Because he's a troll, Kev. You can tell by
I get it, but I didn't know so many white gangs. Were they envious of us because we got the news? Because they didn't put them on. Now they put Latin Kings, Spanish Cobras. They put them dudes, those dudes. I heard of them. I knew some Latin Kings. I met some Latin Kings.
Right.
I seen some Latin Kings at some Vice Lord functions. I never seen a dude say, yeah, I'm 23rd Street Mafia from 23rd and Scott.
It was back in the Warriors days, goddamn street gangs.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, why is that relevant now? You don't see me you don't see me in a Latino group talking about, yeah, I'm Capitol Drive from the 90s. Like, they'd be like, hey, who invited this fool, SA? Like come on, man. That's just Trump shit, man.
What are you doing? Banging on you? Like,
what does that mean, Holmes? We don't know anybody on Capitol Drive.
So get this fool.
I don't remember Puerto Ricans setting up shop on Capitol or Atkinson. I went through Center, Burleigh, and maybe there was some down there. I don't know. I just don't remember it. Nobody ever said, man, I was on the south side, man, I got chased by them 23rd Street.
They had 2 ones. No, they had 2 ones over there.
Okay.
Like when I first moved up here, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first moved up here, it was a culture shock. I like.
I knew Dion. I didn't know.
I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, they was 2 ones. I was like, I never heard of that. And like your middle finger, your ring finger. If you put your ring finger down and connect it with your thumb,
what the
that's
fuck?
2-1. They was 2. That was 2.
And they was across the bridge. They was on the north side.
They was on the south side.
Okay, so there's my point.
Gang.
There's my point. Did any of them go to Marshall, North, Madison, Vincent, Custer? No, maybe they went to Tech or Pulaski.
Hey,
I don't know.
I sent you that information. I know you can't read it.
I'll get to it.
He ain't said nothing about the 10% tariffs on China. I'm about to mute myself while I put this trailer back in.
Well, that's out there too. He's doing the dude he's shaking shit up, man. Listen, good or bad. All indifferent. Like, he's making a whole hell of a lot of noise.
It ain't even been a month yet, and we got a while to go. It ain't even been 4 months.
Yeah, 4 more years.
We got 3 years, 11 months to go.
I keep seeing, I'm sorry. I keep seeing Latinos with the shirt on and say Latino for Trump as they get led away. Like, it's not funny, but it is kind of.
Damn.
right.
Like, let me.
We tried to tell you.
We had, my God, somebody say it again. I don't want it to be just me.
We tried to tell you.
We've been saying this for a couple years. Like, yo, hey, Kamar, how many times did I come on?
We've been saying it our whole life. What you mean? We've been saying this shit our whole life.
No,
don't trust them. Don't trust them.
They be like, nah, man, they just don't fuck with them like that. We gonna vote for
nigga,
them.
they stole us. Hey, nigga, they stole us.
But you know what? All bullshit to the side. Mentally, I would want to know what made Latinos out of everybody vote for Donald Trump. Like I would like to know, because I know a lot. But see, the thing is, a lot of those Latino Americans are like Christian, Catholic, so they believe in like they believe in like the white Christian nationalists. You know, like they believe in like normal values. I guess they believe in marriage. They believe in marriage. They don't believe in abortions. They don't believe in this. So I guess they felt that he has some evangelical ties to them, because I can't see where he's telling you, but it don't make no difference. That's why I don't understand what blacks know. But if he's telling you like, hey, Juan, you're here legally, but Jesus, he got to go. But Jesus is your brother, and you've been saving money to send for Jesus over here, and you trying to get him his citizenship. But you like, hey, it's going to be okay, bro. I'm going to vote for Trump. He's going to make the economy strong. He's going to have you working on it. It's okay, bro. Yeah, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
that.
Up.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's amazing to me. But you know what? The killing part about it is so many other groups, like the Hmongs, they down low. You know, I heard he was talking about sending some of them back to Laos. Now I don't know how true that is.
Well,
but
once again, Dion, I don't know if you were listening in the beginning of the show when one of my and believe me, shout out to Westside Zeladon. This is my brother, man. Like and we have these conversations. We've had these conversations for a very long time about everybody except for us, because we're the ones that you have nowhere to put us. Now, if you want to make some shit up, of course that can happen. But at this point, I have yet to hear him say, and we're going to find all the illegal blacks who work the black jobs, and we're going to send them back to Alabama with their mammies, where they come from. Like, I haven't heard him say this. And people say, well, they send the Africans back. But if you from Africa and you over here and you illegal, you kind of who he talking about, ain't you? Like, that's what I'm saying. Foundational Black Americans, he ain't hit us directly yet. And I know people out there are going to say, Kevin, what are you talking about? He went back to 1964 and he addressed a law that was made. And I get it. But once again, let's do the math. How beneficial are we of certain things? Now, I can tell you one thing. Open housing, groundbreaking legislation. Because even in the city of Milwaukee, at one point, we couldn't live above Walnut, which is why they keep saying Bronzeville. They keep talking about, oh, there was this great black community down there because we couldn't move any further north. As a matter of fact, the north side used to be all Germans. Once you get to Villard, they call that Old North Milwaukee. Okay? You get the Open Housing Act in 1968, in which we can move on up. That's moving on up like the Jeffersons. When you get a class action lawsuit against State Farm for redlining, now, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side you're on, that most of that money went to the NAACP, and we know how that went, right? Get in one of them.
You didn't see that money come back, did you?
This is groundbreaking legislation. When Lloyd Barbie comes in and Judge Reynolds says, dude, Brown versus the Board of Education was passed in 1955. It was 1978. Milwaukee still hadn't desegregated their schools. Now, it was groundbreaking because we got access to better facilities. The sad part is that white people then took their children out. And since then, everything has kind of declined. Okay? But that's groundbreaking legislation to say, okay, your kids, we're going to give them more of an equal footing in terms of how they can learn. So if you come to me with a broad statement and say, well, I'm just going to make sure everybody all right, I tend not to believe you. Especially I'm standing here saying, hey, wait, before you give all these motherfuckers something, let me get what I came here for so I can get the fuck up out of here. I get out your face once you give me what I'm looking for. So I kind of question, and I see a lot of my fellow black people, foundational Black Americans, questioning what were we benefiting from some of this stuff anyways? Small increments, maybe if I'm wrong, I got my brothers here. I tell you all the time, we don't tell you what to think, we just tell you to think. So if anybody disagrees with me, please let me know. What were we getting from this? DEI ain't been around long enough to benefit us. It's only this whole ideology only came post George Floyd.
The Civil Rights Act been around since '64, and we still ain't the head of that boat.
Where we at with that? How's that working?
They put us in the back with it, Kamar.
You know what I'm saying?
Civil rights
and our ancestors died. Our ancestors died for the shit.
You know?
And everybody else reaped the benefits.
Right.
Kamar, I don't know if you know, you just delineated. You're moving closer and closer. I'm drawing you in.
I ain't scared.
You just delineated. You just spoke to the power of it. Like, yo, wait, we actually, I didn't see no Puerto Ricans getting sprayed by fire hoses. I didn't see the dogs biting the Jamaicans. Yo, man, get your blood clot dog. I know it's fucked up. I know. Hope it ain't no Jamaican.
This is what they said. They said they said the origins of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, in the workplace can be traced back to the mid-1960s.
Okay.
So we're just probably far as hearing about it right now. And like, you know, me and bro was talking, you know what I'm saying, this week, and I was just trying to It be little stuff.
We just
You know what
we
I'm
just
saying?
not
Like-
hearing
like-
about
like-
the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We just hearing about that.
No. I said we're just probably hearing about diversity, equity, and inclusion because you just said it was around post George Floyd, and right here it's saying it traced back to the mid 1960s.
Show me in the 60s when anybody said DEI. When it
They
became,
probably didn't call it.
they didn't. They had a 1964 Civil Rights Bill. They didn't have to say DEI. They didn't have to say that. But listen,
I don't know.
liberals created a lot of things post George Floyd, and we knew that white sympathy wasn't gonna last. Come on, y'all. Come on. We seen little liberals. Look, they in LA right now protesting.
Oh yeah, the Mexicans gonna get down.
Yeah, or yeah, they're gonna get laid
The
down
Mexicans gonna
because it was
the
ICE and LAPD. They're gonna learn what we learned in 1966 in Watts and what we learned in Milwaukee in
That's one thing I
1967.
can say about them as far as solidarity. They gonna stick together, and they have every motherfucker there do a day where they had everybody walk about their business. You feel what I'm saying? And see, that's the whole thing. They did that shit a couple years ago.
Mexicans ain't shutting LA
Yeah,
down.
they did. Yeah, they did. I ain't talking about LA. They did it across the nation, though.
When? I don't remember
You know what
America
I'm
being
saying?
closed because Mexicans walked out of work. When that happened?
Man, listen.
I live on the
forgot
north
how many
side.
years
What's that
ago.
grocery store over there?
I
We don't
remember-
shop there.
I
What
remember
is
the
that?
Mexicans. They all got together and they didn't go to work for that one motherfucking day.
I remember that.
For real.
I can co-sign with. I do remember that.
Okay.
They changed shit up, bro. They shut shit down. They had one day
Hell yeah.
Where at?
where they I don't know, bro.
It was
But
all
I do
across
remember.
America.
Wait. In Milwaukee, I want y'all to pinpoint this date and tell me what was shut down in Milwaukee because Mexicans walked off their job.
They did Palermo's Pizza down there in the Miller Valley.
That's one place. It didn't shut the city down. They shut down a place that make frozen pizzas.
I don't know.
The fuck? I still went to work that day. I guarantee you. Arabs didn't lose no money in their gas stations. I tell you that they ain't shut that down. Them Arabs like, gee, no Mexican didn't.
Don't never shut that down, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Dion, I'm not. You know what we do on Outlaw Radio. I'm not trying to. I want you to.
I know.
You know, because you know
I
you
ain't
might.
tripping. I'm just saying though, like
I'm just
it
trying
don't
to.
have to affect everybody, but it could affect 1, 2, 3 businesses, and shutting down Palermo's Pizza for a day probably affected they. You know what I'm saying? They profit
It probably did, but they had enough pizzas in the store so that those pizzas that they already had out there, and they didn't shut their freezer down. They didn't burn the factory down. They just was off that day. It was just like a federal holiday because they went back to making pizzas the next day, didn't they?
I think that's what we need to do as black people. I think that's what we need to do as black people, even with the NBA and the NFL.
Absolutely.
I bet you if every black person said, look, I ain't going to work that day, we need the NFL players, NBA players, because you can't find temp NBA players or temp NFL players. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, if enough of us do it, you ain't going to be able to find them and to show these motherfuckers we ain't playing about this shit. But like niggas like me, because I've been hearing the talk, we was talking about boycotting Walmart. I mean, not Walmart, but Target. Well, I don't shop at Target, so Target don't get none of my money. But I do need toilet tissue. I do need toilet tissue, though.
Yeah, you know what with Target too, and I seen some people point out that Target sells a lot of black products in their store.
Yeah, they pulled it all. Yeah.
Did they pull the black products or did they just dismiss DEI? See, we got.
No, they pulled the black products.
I don't. Okay.
Except for Tabitha Brown, I think
hold
she
on,
only was right.
Dion, let's be 100% sure of that statement before you say something like that. We can't just piss in the wind because it's gonna get on somebody. I know that they pulled back their DEI initiatives. I didn't hear anything about them taking black products off the shelves. I don't know. Now if you say it, I'm gonna take your word for it, but I had to go look into it because and you know, once again, if you feel the need, if you feel as a foundational black American, if you want to be upset about DEI, I'm with you anyways, because we brothers and sisters. I'm just saying when it comes to me, you're not gonna really see me crying about it. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've sat in so many DEI functions over the last, as I said, post George Floyd, 7 years, as usually one of the only black dudes who works for the organization at this level. And I've heard all these DEI meetings. You know, the only ones that were ever pertaining to me, one was about Kwanzaa, and y'all know how I feel about Karanga. Kamar, leave me alone, Kamar. Don't come after me, Kamar. Don't come after me. I'm just saying. The one about Kwanzaa, and then I did one in which I brought Walter Lanier in, Attorney Walter Lanier in, to talk about the fact that, yeah, we have these DEI initiatives, but the hiring practices have not changed. I did that before the election started. So it's been a set up thing with black people to say, hold on, y'all, because I've sat through so many. I'm a transgender woman. I'm an indigenous American. I'm a white lady. I'm a lesbian. I'm a disabled American. These are the DEI presentations I've been sitting through. Even to the point where one time I sat through one where the white people were apologizing for their privilege. And within their introductions, they were all saying, you know, I really realized I'm from Oak Creek. And I realized I really grew up with a lot of white privilege. And I just feel so bad about it. I'm sitting in the meeting like, really, motherfucker? Your daddy will leave you out the will if he hear you say that shit. That's not sincere. Because if it is, you're going to make changes. You're not going to make changes after today. You're going to go on about enjoying your white privilege. And go ahead. Go ahead. Just don't get mad at me if I call it for what it is. Right? This all come back to what Kamar said a couple weeks ago. If we don't start getting these t-shirts with these hashtags, you can tell me anything you want about President Trump. Just don't tell me he's not racist. Don't sell that to me. You can say anything you want about America. Is it a great country? Absolutely. Is it the best place that I want to live? Me, personally, I wouldn't want to live nowhere else. But is there racism in America? Absolutely. Was it built on racism? Absolutely. But I don't want to move to Bucharest. I have no desire to go to Italy and visit. I don't want to go. I don't travel.
Can I ask you?
I don't even like to travel. I'm staying here. I'm enjoying this shit. And the way planes crashing now, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I ain't going nowhere neither for a while. But I want to ask you a question though, right? Why do you feel that there's nowhere better than the United States? Is it because that's what you was indoctrinated with, or you? Because if you ain't ever been nowhere else outside the country, why do I have to
be indoctrinated though? Why can't I just like where I'm at?
How you know it's not somewhere better?
It's just like if you live in a neighborhood and you say, man, this is the best hood. My hood was the best hood. How you know? You never lived in other neighborhoods, but that's where you from.
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
exactly. So I ain't about being indoctrinated. It's where I'm from. I'm American. I'm a foundational Black American. This is where we're from. I'm a true American. So to me, it's the greatest country on earth.
And then all the lies that I have seen the United States tell us, you know, Saddam Hussein was an enemy, but he was in the White House with George Bush.
Yeah. That's that racism I was talking about. Yeah.
But Bin Laden was a bad guy. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? They indoctrinated to hate everybody.
Name one country on this planet that has never told a lie to its citizens. What country has a government? What in the history of this planet? What country never lied or misled its people? Where's that country at?
Why you be asking all them motherfuckers questions? I ain't never lived in no
You asked me one.
But what I'm saying
is Germany's never lied to their people. Italy has never lied to their people. Colombia has never lied to their people. Let's go to Africa. They have tribal warfare. They have warlords who come and murder. They got Rwandan massacres, Tutsis.
A lot of that come from colonialism.
It comes from them, but it ain't the colonials with the warlords coming in, killing the babies. And you seen the movie with Damon Hassansu, where he was bad, come and get the little babies. You a soldier now, nigga. You go to kill him when you 13. I'd rather live in Milwaukee than that.
With the Tutsi and the Hutu, that was colonialism. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, that was colonialism. But I'm just saying, me myself personally, I don't believe nothing the United States told us.
There you go.
You know,
I don't believe nobody tell me, not just the United States. That's why I be asking you to send me links.
Yeah, I'll just be listening. You know, I'll be like, they indoctrinated us. We hated Muslims because they came over here and hit the 9/11. The Twin Towers. We don't know if them motherfuckers hit, because I said, how the fuck does them motherfuckers? How could they learn how to fly a plane in that short a time?
Who hated them?
You know what I'm saying?
Who hated them?
Yeah, you know, not us as far as black people.
Okay.
But some niggas
I just want to make sure.
Some niggas, but okay, I can't speak for all niggas. I can't speak for all African Americans. Some African Americans did hate the Muslims. And you know, white people hate anything. Oh my God. They mad Beyonce won the country thing and they fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
man, white fragility is They is a motherfucker.
White
Boy, I swear, them goddamn
fragility.
crackers.
That is a hell of a
Yes.
term. White
It
fragility.
is. Wow.
Them
That's
motherfuckers.
Now there you go.
Woo!
Now we talking turkey. White fragility, right? Now we talking. Ewok said the DEI shit is still like a dog whistle to not hire black people, period. It's also mental warfare. It puts white people's mind that we don't qualify for jobs, just like they think only black folks get food stamps. Again, I hear people say that, but I was having a conversation with my fellow black professional one day, and we really came to the conclusion nobody gave us anything. I know a lot of brothers and sisters who have good jobs who have worked their ass off. In some cases, they work harder than I did. Therefore, they deserve what they got. All of us, we weren't given anything. If you get to a certain position, a lot of times it's because you earn it. Now, could you be bigger? Could you be better? Absolutely. But sometimes that's on you, and sometimes that's on who you're working for. Once again, we talk about how much power is taken from you versus how much you give away with your mentality. If I go into it thinking, oh, these white people ain't gonna let me do nothing, they won't let a black man live, I'm not gonna win anyways. I'm gonna come up with a reason to quit or get fired. What Dave Chappelle say? Wu-Tang. You got to go in there with the right mindset. Like, I'm in here, I'm a soldier. This is a war for me. I have a family to take care of. Now, do that mean I got to bow down and kiss ass at the job? Absolutely not. What I got to do is be smart enough to see when shit's not looking good to say, got to get ready to get another job. Because there's something out there. And nigga, I mean, come on. Once again, one time I took a $20,000 pay cut to take a job because I had 2 kids to take care of. I couldn't find the job that I had just had. I had to take that pay cut, but I did it. And I was still able to take care of my kids. I learned to live. Okay, you ain't making that much more money. That money no more, so live within your means. We got back to it. We got back to as they say, the chickens. Marshawn Lynch say the chickens. But I don't have anything to blame on a white man. I really don't, in terms of how far I am career-wise. I could focus on, well, I should be hired. A white man won't let me get a job. Or am I thinking, I need to figure this out so I can continually advance? I just feel like it's mental. That's all. And I know Dion like, there you go, Kev, with that America's great, and you can be whatever you want. Because Dion be like, Kev be on here like, America is the greatest land in the world. You can be whoever you want.
Yeah. Who knows? You probably could have been further. You probably could have been further if it weren't for the white man and their white fragility. You understand
you
what
know
I'm saying?
what? I would have been further.
Point.
I would have been further if I'd have stayed my ass off the block. If I didn't waste time with individuals who didn't give a fuck about my long-term well-being in the first place. If I didn't take penitentiary chances and have my focus in the wrong place, if I didn't waste time with individuals who had no networking potential at all and ignored the people who I should have networked with that could have helped me move forward, that was all on me. Shit, I used to teach public school and get out of school and be at J&J's on 19th and Atkinson. That's on me. I wouldn't even go to MPS functions. They'd be like, Mr. Barnes, come out with us. I'd be like, yeah, fuck that. I'm going to the hood. I'm hanging out on Atkinson tonight. Well, no white man who drove me there and dropped me off. That was me. So I guess that's just my perspective. I don't know. I look at the things I didn't do as opposed to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't look at it like, oh, they robbed me. Well, you know, you contributed to this shit a little bit, Kev. You like to stay out late and drink liquor and smoke weed and shit when you was young. That's just what I did. I can't take my part of it out of it. You know what I'm saying? I was the dude who was getting suspended from school and shit like that. And, you know, I graduated from high school with a 1.6 cum.
Oh, damn.
Right. Exactly. So I graduated from grad school with a 3.7.
There you go.
Right. So that just shows you where Rakim said, ain't where you from, it's where you at. Yes, straighten up and fly right. Right. So,
sure.
And it wasn't a white man's fault that I can't say other white teachers at King was racist. No, I really wasn't doing my work. I really wasn't doing shit. I'm just saying, man. Come on, y'all. Foundational Black America. He's saying that Ernest is saying that DEI, them attacking that is saying to employers, you don't have to hire black people anymore. Y'all feel that way? You muted, Kamar.
That's what it's saying. I mean, that
was. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, but that was the thing what we were saying. Shit, they wasn't hiring us no way for that shit.
For real.
You know what I mean? So like they didn't have to hire us before. They was hiring other people in those positions for that. Handicapped people, white women, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever kind of different type of people it could be, you know what I mean? They was getting LGBTQ community. They was getting them spots. This shit wasn't us. DEI wasn't for us.
No.
Yes.
And I'm sorry to break a lot of black people's hearts, you know what I mean? But the Civil Rights Act wasn't for us either. Just the same different shit. It's like DEI is a different language, but it's the same shit. Like it's ways to give unfortunate people action. It's ways to give unfortunate people action, but they ain't giving the unfortunate people the action that it's supposed to give, or that they giving the impression on. Like they're giving the impression that it's supposed to be for us, but it's really not.
Okay, I want to get Mark. Hold on, Dion, because Mark was trying to jump in there. Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I was about to say, basically, to piggyback on what Witch Doctor was saying, that DEI, that's like the catchphrase of don't hire him or don't hire her, right? Because I think, let me say this, there's more black women with master's degrees than anybody else in the United States. So that tells me that black women are more qualified. But why aren't they getting hired for certain jobs? Because the people that runs the shit don't want them. They, like you said earlier, brother, they want to keep things white. They want to keep things in the family, so to speak. So it doesn't matter how freaking educated you are. It does not matter. It doesn't matter how cute you look. If you ain't white, nine times out of 10, hey, you ain't getting that position.
I disagree to a certain level, because I do think your education matters, and not in every instance. And when we say how you look don't matter, I really disagree, because ladies know how to go in there and put them things up and get hired. Like I'm not saying it's right. Like we was arguing about the sister on ESPN or Fox Sports 1, and they said, well, she slept with this dude and she slept with that dude. But I'm like,
y'all saying the same thing y'all saying the same thing, but different aspects of the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? On one end, it don't matter how you look, but then on another end, it do.
It do.
Like, you know what I mean? Okay, they say it don't matter, but it do. Like what he's saying is like DEI really could be saying, don't hire them niggas.
Don't hire them.
Well, was that has that at one point been, or would it have ever been the thing that created this great society? Was DEI going to make this whole equality thing? Oh man, good thing we found out what DEI was. Now everything is everything. I don't think it was headed in that direction. No. Once again, because the hiring practices haven't changed at this point. It was mostly conversation in regards to black people. Now, yeah, some LGBTQs and some white women and maybe some Asians maybe they did, but I'm saying for us, it was minimal. I still believe Martin Luther King. I still believe Martin Luther King, really his intention was not necessarily to save everybody, but I think what he was trying to say to America was, if we're going to have the conversation about civil rights, we definitely need to be first in line for, some understanding. Because he knew in his heart that you can't create a perfect society. There's never been a utopia. I just felt like his whole thing was, if we're going to have this conversation now, y'all make sure y'all come holler at us first, because we built this motherfucker and we get shitted on. Go ahead, Kamar.
Right. Like, I don't know no black people really that, well, I may know some, but I don't know too many black people that even knew what DEI was before all this shit. That's how much we benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of us don't even know what the hell it was. I'm going to tell you how I found out about DEI, right? I was going into the store one morning. The news was there, looking to do an interview. And she came over to me and asked me, hi, how you doing? All right. You're a black business owner. did you benefit from DEI? I had to ask her, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wasn't for us. If it was, we'd have knew.
I think we were lumped in. Now, Dion, I know you was trying to get in here. I want to make sure you get a chance.
Hey, my bad. One more thing. And as far as the Civil Rights Act, only thing about that, we learned about it in school. That was the only thing it did for us. It gave us something to learn in school, like, because nobody benefited hardly that I know.
Well, except that
I don't know nobody that can say, I've been because of this.
And now if we talk about
the
Civil Rights Act, you can point at lawsuits, right, that have been class action, like the one at Coke in Atlanta in the 80s.
Well, I stand corrected.
Oh yeah, but I'm not giving you saying here and there. Right? Here and there, there's because of the legal ramification of saying, okay, if I can go to court with a good lawyer and prove you discriminated against me, I'm subject to win something from you, right? Like we talk about redlining and how State Farm was found guilty and liable for it because a lawyer could prove for years this was your practice, right? After it was passed. And so, but I agree with you in that it's kind of like a blanket approach. There's something in there for us, but I think it ain't as big as we think it is.
Kind of like a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid. Here's a patch. Let's put this on for this wound right here. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be all right. You should be able to carry on now.
Ewok said it's mental warfare. Earl Henny said they don't care about us. And Ernest Walker said when white people hear DEI, they hear niggers. They didn't know what it is either, bro. Do white women hear niggers when they benefited from it? I don't know that white people. I think they hear gay because it's a lot more anti-gay white people out here that don't like.
I even read something about white CEO men benefited from it somehow.
Yeah, well, you never know. I'm pretty sure they worked it in their favor.
I'm not sure how, but it was a video I was watching, and they was talking about the different people who benefited from it. And that
Dion, I know you've been trying to jump in here, man. I want you to be able because I know you'd be like, man, I'm hanging this trailer. I'm backing up this trailer. Hold on.
No, I'm coming through the boonies. I gotta see. Okay, I'm back at 5G now. I was at LTE, but my thing is, when you look at this is. I'm starting to see things a little broader. Like, yeah, we want legislation for us to say it's for blacks. We want it for the blacks. But with the Civil Rights Act, it wasn't just solely about blacks because the white Christian. See, you gotta understand with these undercover heterosexual, bisexual Christian nationalist ass men. Because Elon Musk, I believe he a homosexual because you still ain't seen him with no woman. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. With the white Christian nationalist men, they were discriminating against every motherfucking body. If you want white, you could be a Mexican. Like if you go back in the days and you look at some of them old, they say no coloreds, no Mexicans, no dogs. Some of them, no Mexicans, no Catholics, no Jews, no niggers, no dogs. You know what I'm saying? So they was discriminating against everybody, having discriminatory practices. So the civil rights movement, like you said, basically was an umbrella to encapsulate everyone, not only blacks, but the Jews, the Catholics, other people. You feel what I'm saying? Now, like I was telling about Kamar when we was talking Saturday with the DEI. See, we looking at it just in a minute perspective instead of a broader perspective. It could be, say, for instance, you could have, they probably don't want a motherfucker there to wear glasses. You understand what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, when I go renew my CDLs and all that, I got to constantly keep my glasses on. So they could use the discriminatory practice and say, hey, we don't want no motherfucker here with glasses on. Or we don't want no motherfucker that probably got a colostomy bag. Or we don't want no motherfucker that ain't got no high school diploma. You understand what I'm saying? Things like that. So a lot of times it wasn't just so much. And I know we as black people, yeah, we've been stepped on. And, I mean, I feel it too. I feel like it should be something for us. But it was just a broader perspective to say, hey, we want to include everybody at the table instead of Christian nationalist white men. Just like the one guy, he was talking about Atlanta. I don't know if y'all ever seen Atlanta. It come on the FS network on Hulu.
I used to watch Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah. They had white people writing the scripts. Well, how can a white man write a script about what's going on in the black community when they can't relate? So they said it was the white director that said, no, we want to bring some black people in here so they can write the scripts. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of times where it just be like, okay, let us just think about including someone else. And yeah, a lot of the lesbians benefited, Mexicans, the Hmongs, Laotians, more white women and all that benefited than us. But sometimes maybe a few of us just squeezed through the black door. You know what I'm saying? We squeezed. It was a little crack, and we was able to. Yeah, and it was a little crack, and it was a little crack in the back door, and we was able to squeeze in there and put our motherfucking foot down up in there and excel through the company. And they like, that shows a good old DE hire you there. You know, oh, yeah, I knew he had it. He was down. You know, like I'm just saying.
Let me hold on, Kamar, before you respond to him, because shout out to Tiarsha Arthur. She's in the chat room. She says, I disagree with Mark Ross and Kamar because DEI helped black and brown people get hired. Otherwise, a lot of corporations would have looked at your skin color and not hired us. Don't get me wrong. Some corporations still was doing this practice the same way. They're not supposed to go by your age, which they do. And it also helped a lot of Caucasian women get in these corporations. Mm-hmm. Hold on, Tiarsha, because I also disagree with that statement along with Mark Ross and Kamar. Give me my credit. You disagree with me too. And I'm going to say this once again. I work in an organization, and I have for years, in which there's 3 black men that you see regularly, and I'm not even one of the 3, and we get down to 2. We really get down to 1, and the whole time we've had these DEI initiatives. I've seen white women who maintain the control, white men, Latino women, and Asian women come and get hired. I've not seen an uptick in the appointment of black people to leadership positions. I'm not going to say more people got hired as janitors because of DEI. I'm not going to say more security guards, more black security guards got hired because of DEI, because those are the positions we had anyways. So when we talk about leadership, we talk about putting people in CEO positions, president positions, director positions, administrative positions. It has not been on an uptick in no city. No. And economically, once again, let's look at median incomes between black and white people. Mm-hmm. For black people, if DI was working, mm-hmm. our income, our median income wouldn't still be 29 and theirs be 60. That hasn't changed.
Right. And that's a fact right there, what you're saying, Kev, because see, what we going off of is the statistics that they took.
Right.
These are their statistics, not no statistics that no black person sat at home and wrote up. You know what I mean? It's the stuff that they did and put out there. So we just talking about what they put out there and said where we fall in the beneficial category for DEI. We way at the bottom, the very last on the list. Very last. Yep. They had 6. It was 6 different groups, demographics, and we was number 6.
Well, once again, if this is what I love about us, we're such a black people. This is why I love being black. I always say we are one of the greatest things ever given to this universe. We are so emotional and so caring and loving and forgiving that we actually say, but no, hold on. It was good because other people benefited. Nobody gives a shit whether we benefit or not. None of those other groups say, hey, it helped Latinos and it also helped black people. They don't say that shit. Gay people don't be like, yeah, well, you know, black people went into. Damn, I'm doing bad accents again, but y'all get what I'm saying. We are the only group that say, but it wasn't just about us. Nobody else was helping us either. It was just us with the fire hoses. It was just us with the dogs. It was just us in Detroit, Watts, Los Angeles, Milwaukee, Detroit, all these places that took to the streets. And you say, y'all burnt your own shit down. It was just us. Where was them other people at? Where was those other groups? I'm just saying. So at this point, we should solely be concerned about us. That is a revelation for Black people. Let's usher in an era where we are solely concerned about us. We ain't worried about if a white dude cool or not, and he can come to the cookout. We ain't worried about, oh man, they like Black people. Let them. No, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. Can't get in here unless you're foundational. Now we'll have events. We'll have events where we can co-mingle. Say that again.
I said that's how all the legal immigrants should have been acting when they voted. Like, no, you've been talking bad about us, old Trumpster. You've been talking bad. You trying to keep our cousins and them from coming up here to see us, man. No, you know what I'm saying? They should have been thinking like that, dog.
I think they thought he was joking. Oh, he's so funny.
Keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy.
Was they laughing at them jokes like these things gonna send us all back?
Yeah.
Keep laughing now.
Keep that same energy. You dig?
When y'all come to this country, you know how they say check in? When any minority comes to this country, hey, you check in with us. And say, what's the gist, man? What's going on, man? Hey, man. Because you see now, like, once again, they have achieved solidarity that we don't have. You have little China, little Mexico, Chinatown, little Haiti. You have neighborhoods where they live where even the writing on the signs is in their native language.
Hey, it's different too over there these days.
That's why they got them gangs we ain't never heard of, because they ain't come over by us.
I was just over there today.
Yeah, you know what?
Different. The streets was packed. They used to be packed and all real busy, and the people pushing the carts up, selling the churros and all that shit. Ain't none of that shit happening.
Do they sell them shits when it's cold though? I'm not, because I don't.
Yeah, they be out there. Okay. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably not when it's real cold, but you know what I mean. You know, today wasn't so cold. They'd have been out there for that.
Listen, the one thing I don't want to happen, I meant to say this too. I'm not anti-Latino at all. I'm really not. Right. I don't have any hate. I don't have any hate. I have no hate for them. And anytime I encounter one of them and they on the level and we can converse like grown men, like I don't have any problem with anybody who doesn't have a problem with me. It's when you got a problem with me that we turn it up a notch. Because you can't hate me without me hating you more. Now it's on. I hate you more. That's all
I'll be saying.
But I don't have to, in order to hate you more, I don't have to consume myself with it. I don't have to make moves every day to sabotage you. Because they say the best revenge is massive success. So I'll just channel that energy into something else. Like, you know what? I'm going to take my disdain for you and turn it into focus. Because you pissing me off.
And then I'm going to make some reels and shit and make you look at
it. We do what we can, man. Justin Paris is in the chat room. Said, peace, outlaws from the mile high income and mass deported city. Frontline Black media news, the revolutionary agenda, and Shabaka's Black experience enhanced. Join us tonight and tomorrow. Hashtag I am not your enemy. Yeah, Earl. Well, first of all, shout out to Jesse and Shabaka out on the West Coast in Colorado and Las Vegas, respectively. Earl says street corn. What do they call it? Elote? Once again, I don't have anything against them, and it I might sound or come off kind of callous when I talk about this, but really my whole point is, for so long, we have been the butt of the joke. It's been us. And once again, nobody has ever really joined in. They started their own movements. Now I hear people say, "No, Kev, you wrong," because the Brown Berets one time got with some dudes in Chicago. I think Dion pointed that out, which I already knew. And yeah, we know that you know, there's been some times when maybe they support it. The only white dude that I really ever point out in Milwaukee that really ever showed any solidarity was Father James Groppy, who really, if you really want to know, who did it in Milwaukee. Why did we get open housing? Yeah. Why did we get a lot of things? Yeah. And people say the commandos, the NAACP commandos protected him. Props to them. Props to them, because I think back then the NAACP was probably still relevant as well. And shout out to those brothers and sisters. But when I used to hear my mom say she went to the march on the 16th Street Bridge, and she was with him when they got halfway across the bridge, and all the white people on the other side, protected by the Milwaukee Police Department and Harold Breyer, started throwing rocks and bricks. And it's like, you come over here, you dying. My mother said she was like, shit, I see y'all on Walnut. But she said that white man wasn't scared. She said, I watched him. She said he walked into it. He wasn't scared of him. And she said, I know a lot of it had to do with the fact that he was white, but it was white people getting killed too because of them trying to come on our side, but he was never scared. He ended up a bus driver, driving a city bus, right, and died in silence. Like he lost his priesthood, the whole joint. Now that's sacrifice for the cause.
Yeah.
That wasn't, I don't know that he was overly liberal. I think he was just aware, like, this is wrong. This is fucked up how y'all doing these people. Right. I'm convicted by this shit. And even he married a Latino woman. Shout out to him. He ain't like he married a sister. So y'all go do y'all research, man. This is what we do on Outlaw Radio, man. Talk a whole bunch of shit, but we can back most of it up. Some of the shit I say I can't back up, though. Can't fight like I used to. Y'all gotta forgive me. I want to get out of here because it's 9:47, but first I want to touch on Kendrick Lamar winning 5 Grammys for the song Not Like Us. Now, Kamar, you and I had a very, very entertaining conversation about this. First of all, just because Drake has launched multiple lawsuits, now that this is the only rap song that's a diss song that has won Grammys. If it's not salt in the wound for Drake to now see that this song won 5 Grammys, it's going to be one of the most legendary songs in history, and it's all about you, player. You muted, Kamar.
Greatest diss song ever.
You got to give it to him now.
Greatest battle rap ever.
So that song was a diss.
Not Like Us is a direct diss to Drake and just dismantled.
It was a murder. It was a murder. It wasn't a diss. He went right at him and cut his throat.
And he says in the beginning of the song,
bleed out.
He says, I see dead people. In the beginning of the song. And it's not even a song where I'm going to shoot you. We're going to beat your ass. Right. Your mama ain't shit. Your daddy. It's, you're not like us. You're not one of us. It might be the theme song. It might be the anthem for the delineation movement. They not like us. He breaks it all the way down to this dude while he is a token and a stopgap. I'm a hip hop guy. We talk a lot about hip hop. I've had so many classic rappers on here. So if y'all ain't really hip hop, I don't care if I'm old. I'm still hip hop. I still love hip hop, especially in its purest form. Like a song like They Not Like Us was to me. I said, whoa, now this is hip hop. This is straight to the core. Now, people want to give Cube No Vaseline. If you still want to do that, I used to think Dollars and Cents by Quick was probably better than No Vaseline, but now when I listen to it now, there's some parts of it that I just can't really kick it with no more. About there's some, and I love DJ Quick, but some of the stuff didn't age well on there.
Quick was gonna rape that boy. He was gonna rape him.
I don't want to, just when I listen to it now, I say, Hit 'Em Up, probably third. I have to. There's so many rap songs that was diss songs, To the Break of Dawn by LL. Ether. These. If you're a rap historian like myself, because hip hop is built on disses, right? Like so,
nobody did the work. Not Like Us did though.
Nobody.
And
none of those
put
songs.
The icing on the cake with all the Grammys.
5 of them, and not that we even care about them and their opinion, but this is the ultimate accolade of a song's validity in terms of how it's going to be remembered. So, and Drake is from Canada. By the way, I told y'all I looked that up. The United States dollar is worth more than the Canadian dollar. I don't know if she read that wrong, but I looked it up. Dion, you still with us?
You
can look that up too and see ain't the United States dollar still worth more than the Canadian dollar. I'm sorry. Go Google it. Y'all Google everything else. Google that shit. I think it's 169 versus 78 cents. Foreign exchange, baby. But no, I'm glad that this song, and it got best video. It got and that visual where he paid homage to so much Black culture, Isaac Hayes, and all kinds of classic hip hop moments. And I especially thought it was genius when it looked like he was crip walking, but he was actually doing tic tac toe. He's in the living room, walking with his kids and his wife at the crib.
He was doing hopscotch, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I say tic tac toe. My bad, y'all. Hopscotch. My bad. Thank you, Dion. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I get them mixed up. Yeah. Hopscotch. Yeah. It was. I just think it was just a masterful piece of work. Tiasha said, "Nope, my boyfriend Ice Cube. This song against NWA was the great." Nah, you could say that. You're entitled to your opinion.
That was a hard diss song though. Don't get it twisted. That was hard, but
yeah, but it ain't so. It's not as cerebral. Okay. It's not such a dismantling because NWA didn't sue Ice Cube. Easy didn't sue the record company. Yeah, and Cube didn't win a Grammy for it, to be honest with you. Go ahead, Kamar.
The different stuff that Dog talked about in that song, though, that rang true, that nobody really noticed. Like he talked about his pedophilish ways. The man was kissing little girls on stage, like 15-year-old girls in the mouth on stage at all his shows. You know what I'm saying? And this was something that he was doing. Then he got a video saying he missed doing that. Mean, you know what I'm saying? And there's a bunch of other shit. The baby mama shit when he tried to hide her. You know what I mean? To say my child, that shit. He pulled that shit out. You know what I mean? Dog, you a lousy man. You shitting on your kids. You know what I'm saying? You not claiming your own kids and shit. He just pulled all kind of character flaws out of him that just rang so true that he really did.
And the ultimate proof that you are a half Jewish, half Black kid from Canada.
Right.
You are not of our culture. You're not one of us. You didn't grow up in any urbanized area of America. You grew up in a middle class to upper middle class Jewish neighborhood in Canada. You are the ultimate emulator because when you go to Memphis, you're a Southern rapper. When you go to Texas, you're from Texas. When you're in Atlanta, you're an Atlanta rapper. And then when you go back to Canada, you mix in Jamaican and Islander rhythms. You're a chameleon.
I ain't never heard all that. Drake album.
You ain't been listening. He got whole songs with Islander drums and shit in it. What are you talking about? You listen to him when he's on a song with Lil Wayne, he's all of a sudden drawled out like he's from down south. He's from Canada. He spent the summers in Tennessee, in Memphis with his cousins. He is a Canadian. He is not from our culture.
But Canadians got hoods and ghettos.
But they're not American hoods. Then they need to make their own music. You fucking with our music. This is our shit.
And they not like us.
Right. And so when Kendrick says, you ain't from this, you ain't from this culture, bro. And he said much more than this profile thing. He just broke it down, man. He stripped you.
You could be half black. You could be half black. You could be from a hood in Canada, but y'all hood ain't like us. It ain't like ours. Right. You're not like us.
And don't get me wrong. I know it's some thugs. I went to school with some boys from Toronto, in Montreal, and they was, some real dudes, but one of them was from Trinidad, one of them was French and Jamaican. None of them were foundational.
Yeah, them motherfuckers. I seen some of them goddamn communities over there in Jamaica. I wouldn't survive a night over there.
Well, I wouldn't either. That's why I'm not going down there. And that's why the whole thing for me is the point of this is not to diss Canada and say it ain't no real dudes in Canada. But you name somebody who said, yeah, I'm from the projects in Toronto, and he gonna go to Detroit and run Detroit? No. He's not gonna go to Chicago and run shit. Talking about, yeah, I'm from Montreal. You motherfuckers better recognize. That
don't even sound right, bro. That don't even sound right.
Right. You know who I am? No, we don't.
Nigga, I'm from Ottawa, nigga. What's Ottawa, man?
You watched the Grammys last night. That's what you saying, Kev?
I did not watch the Grammys. I never watched the Grammys. I did see Kendrick, and I'm in the podverse, so I watched a bunch of talking heads talk about the whole thing with Kendrick winning. So but I did see that Will Smith's son came with a castle.
Yeah,
on
I
his
was about
head.
to ask you about that. Yes.
And
I was just about to ask you about that.
Also seen Kamar guy, Kanye, show up with the white girl with nothing but a see-through t-shirt on.
That was embarrassing.
I'm glad you laughed. Look, I'm glad you laughed. Are you ready to admit that Kanye is fucking batshit crazy now? Like, are you still holding out, man? Come on.
I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't. I just said he got a lot of sense, though, at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna accumulate no wealth like that just being an absolute idiot.
Okay.
Money makes you crazy.
Never thought he was an idiot. I just feel like
like you ain't gonna be no dummy and do that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's a bunch of stuff wrong with him. I don't talk about him because you know what I mean. He also one of the people in our community who we talk about that deal with mental issues and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I can't talk about him and just, you know what I mean, and go at him like that. But I will say that brother is smart as a motherfucker.
Did you see
him? Like, I wonder if some of this shit is just calculated what he do.
Did you see him with the naked white lady last night?
Yeah, I saw pictures of it. You know what I mean? I saw pictures.
And I don't understand when brothers get money, why they gotta have a white woman though. This is why.
Now there you go. Somebody got to open that can. Somebody got to open that up. Oh, let me
like
catch
that.
But you know, like, hey, listen,
next conversation, man. Say that for next conversation.
But you know, that's Kanye. We know he always fucked with women like that. You know what I mean? That part shouldn't be the surprise.
No.
Not that surprises me that he does. I just think he's crazy. I think there was a genius element to Kanye West music, and I've gone back and listened to a lot of it. There was a lot of messages that he was giving us at first, and it looked like that's where hip hop was headed. And this kind of more, it was a more conscious, but it was still street a little bit, but it made sense. I seriously believe, and I say this because I experienced losing my mom, and I was very close to my mom, very, very close. And I almost crossed the line. Like, I really, at one point, almost lost. Like, it was the most traumatizing thing that I've ever been through. And so I think he had a nervous breakdown for all intents and purposes. And that genius is still there. But that kind of impulsive, insane kind of, because they always say it's a thin line between genius and being insane, right? And I think if it only takes one or two things, we talk about Donny Hathaway, who obviously was a musical genius, but he was bipolar. He jumped out of a hotel window.
Yeah.
Right?
What'd he do? He killed himself?
Donny Hathaway, absolutely. He jumped out
Hey,
in New York.
Kanye is another one of them type of friends you will have. You know what I mean? That'll do some wild ass shit. And you'd be like, man, what the fuck is wrong with dog, man? Why you keep doing this shit?
But that's your guy. Everybody gonna be like, Kamar, why you bring this motherfucker? You gonna be like, man, y'all know that's my guy, man.
Hey, look, and then he turn around and do some slick shit or something, and you be like, dogs, all right, man, all right. You know what I mean?
I mean, the whole naked white woman thing might just be his middle finger to white people too, just saying like, look, it's 2025.
Yeah,
this
like,
what black dudes is doing now.
That picture, right? I thought when I saw that picture, he just had in that one verse, I forgot which song it was, but it's one what he just had, and he was like, they call him anti-Semitic because he fucked a Jewish bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I thought of that line when I saw that picture. They say I'm anti-Semitic because I fucked a Jewish bitch.
Only thing I ever think of when I see him with her is when he told y'all who he was years ago when he said, and when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. That's what I hear every time I see him with her. But like I said, him being from Chicago and it's Black History Month, and Chicago is the home of Emmett Till, who lost his life at 14 years old for a lie that he even wolf whistled at a white woman. How crazy is it that in 2025, another dude from Chicago is on the Grammys with a naked white woman? I guess you got to look for it, right? You got to search for it. I'm
right.
searching
That might be the method to his madness with that yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
It might be.
Hey, and then let's be honest too, though. Like you know what I mean? He's from the hood of Chicago, right? And we all know, you know what I mean? He was kind of weird back then, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So it probably wasn't too many black girls from the hood that was into him.
He was coddled. His mom was.
And then when he got on, now he got it. That's where his mind was. You know what I'm saying?
His mom was a college. His mom was a college professor. He was coddled. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Earl Henning said U.S. currency is the number one currency in the world. I thought so. I thought the euro and the dollar kind of go back and forth, and I know the yen is up there. But in terms of Canada, our money has long been worth more than theirs. So that's the only research I could find. A said Ether dismembered Jay-Z for that 3 minutes. I just don't think it was the same. I don't think it's the same.
How about this? I think Ether got him good, hit him good. You know what I mean? But it didn't mismember him.
He didn't sue.
Cause shit, huh?
He didn't sue.
He told the truth.
Right.
Kendrick sued. Yeah. I mean, Drake sued, and then he said, "You called me a pedophile, but you accused him of being a woman beater, and even said the man's son ain't his." And then you sue because his shit sells and his shit blows up because, come on, man, worst diss song ever made a motherfucker go get a lawyer.
Did fuck J.L.
Absolutely,
did fuck J.L.
It's in that top 10.
I mean? But look, it didn't do nothing to his career.
Well,
that's the difference I'm saying with. That's the difference I'm saying with not like that.
Tap out, man, so I can take care of myself. Like I said, I'm still dealing with this flu, y'all. So,
hey, man, I want to thank you for coming, man. You will be back. I'm about to close up anyways, but we got to give hip hop a shot. But man, shout out to you. Anybody want to shout out? Anything you want to talk about when your show's on? Anything before you go?
My next show is this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Check me out, the Speak Your Truth with Mark Ross podcast. I will be talking with some people from the UK, having a wellness conversation. So check me out.
All right.
Wednesday, 7 p.m.
All right, y'all check him out, man. It's going to be in the People's News Network. He'll be back.
Thank you, brothers.
Yes, all right, nice to meet you back, buddy.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, now.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
He says, this is Ace Cooley in the chat room. He says, Drake had the fucking Hell's Angels jumping Rick Ross in Canada for playing Not Like Us at his concert. Who cares about Rick Ross? Honestly, right now, he's a Trumper. Who cares? And he shouldn't have been in Canada doing this shit, especially without enough security. That's what you get. You can go to somebody's block where they popular at and talk. Come on, man. That's what happens. You get your ass whooped. Ace Cooley said Kanye is the definition of brilliance and insanity. Wow. He said Cannabis smoked LL as well, but it wasn't a hit, and LL didn't sue. Cannabis is a footnote in history,
and it didn't do nothing to his career.
Nope, not at all.
Listen. The greatest diss songs gotta hit a motherfucker career. You know, and NWA was not NWA like they was after No Vaseline. They dropped a couple more albums, but
just one.
It wasn't, just one, but it wasn't, you know what I mean, all that no more. You know what I mean? Then we talk about 50 Cent and Ja Rule. 50 killed Ja Rule career.
His career.
50 had the feds. Murder Inc. was shut down by the feds too. Like at the same time that the federal government was involved. They shut down. Murder Inc. couldn't respond at a certain point. I'm just,
I think he still could have rapped. That nigga could have made a mixtape. That nigga could have. They was doing mixtapes. That nigga could have came back.
And I would say this: I think what really killed NWA. Yes, No Vaseline had a lot to do with it, but really what killed NWA was the loss of Cube's pen. Because all the time we thought MC Ren was like the one, because we didn't know that Cube was writing easy rhymes and coming up with concepts and hooks. And once he left, it was apparent. You could feel it within the group. So I think
also made us right. I feel like it also made us look at him different too, because he exposed how they got played by the white boy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's more reasons than one why No Vaseline is like number 2 on the list now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he hit their ass hard. He hit them personally. He had the jokes in there. You know what I'm saying?
But they didn't sue him.
And he came with some real shit and just exposed a bunch of shit. I feel like Kendrick Lamar used that gameplay.
I'm one of those people who enjoys the social aspect of what Kendrick does in terms of aiming messages at us that only we can understand. Because like even if you watch the Not Like Us video, in the background, there's a lot going on.
That his whole career.
Yeah, and I think that's why Drake was like, you know, I feel like Drake was like, well, he's a little hippie, he's a little weirdo because he said you rapping like you still trying to free the slaves, nigga. And why did you do that?
Hey,
you just made it worse.
Hey, dig this. He been, like I said, he been doing that his whole career, right? Go back. You might remember this, Kev. You might remember this. I'm talking to the listeners. Go back and look up a song called what he got called High Power. You know what I'm saying? And take the word high power out and put the word black power in there. So every time he say high power, say black power when you hear this song. You know what I mean? Like the way Dog be dropping these messages and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's so cold. You know what I mean?
I was happy to see it. I was very happy to see it, and you know what? I there's some things that Drake had done that I had a few songs that he liked, and some of the shit I play. You know, I'm still, if I'm on the way home from work and it's all right, you're going home, I'm playing that because I'm on my way home.
But hey, I done caught myself turning shit off what I used to like.
Some of it, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
and that's new. Hey, look, and that's what let me know. Like, Kendrick killed this nigga, man. I don't even look at him the same no more.
Anytime any of his new shit comes on, Kamar, I'm like, dude, I don't even listen to it.
That motherfucker better go hard right there. At that moment, it better go hard if it's gonna get some play. Otherwise, man, cut the fuck off.
We're gonna get out of here. I want y'all once again to understand that platforms like ours and any groups that foundational Black Americans put together, and we talk amongst ourselves and we share our culture and we share memes and we share jokes and we share platforms, there's going to be some white people who just don't like it. They're gonna come into the group. They gonna say shit. I'm not sitting around all day looking like I gotta kick this person out. I'm gonna kick that. Listen, get on their ass. If he say something you don't like, get on his ass. That's what Ernest did. Scott responded. That's what Dion does. Scott responds. That's what Anthony McGee does. He responds. I even seen the one sister, D. Nick Harris, go at Joseph Walker. I'm not gonna say what she said. I mean, y'all go in there and see it. It's action, man. But one thing about it is don't come at another black man, because when it gets too egregious, then I'll do what I need to do. But at this point, it doesn't bother me because a white man is feeling Donald Trump. It doesn't bother me that he sees us having a gathering and wants to be involved. Why else would you be there? Why would you troll? Why would you troll our group? Go kick it in a white Republican group. This shit must really have some substance, Kamar. If it makes them want to say, I'm gonna go over here and fuck, why? You're not hurting our feelings.
Go over there with Orlando milk dud head ass.
Why not? Why not? Why? There's a million other places you could be, but you chose to be here.
Orlando ain't gonna entertain this foolishness. Orlando do the shit they do. He gonna poke jabs over here. You know what I'm saying? Because he know it's gonna upset him, motherfucker. He play their game.
Doesn't upset me.
They're gonna be cool. They're gonna be cool over there on his channel.
I don't know, because I don't know if. Well, I think there might be some infighting between, you know, what Orlando and Kamar. You might be right. That's a good point. I don't know how that would work, but I guess my point is to your point, right? If you know that that's an area where they're doing what you do and they're on the same side that you're on, why aren't you over there instead of here?
Uh-huh.
Why do you
went in on his ass?
Well, you know,
none
that's
of it hurt his
again,
feelings.
you know, cortisol is a hell of a drug, and we don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And see,
Right.
this shit is addictive. You know what I mean? You get your boil running, you get upset. That shit is addictive. You know what I mean? He know he getting y'all upset. You know what I mean? That's addictive to him. Knowing that he poking jabs at a black motherfucker, and they pissed and can't do shit to him. And
Talk
you know
shit
what
to
I
him.
mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? You can talk shit, but you know what I mean? Like, you only lying to yourself if you feel like, you know what I mean? If you just telling us you ain't upset, but you really is. Be real to yourself. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don't let him do it. Because, like, if you don't like the shit, stop entertaining it, and he going to quit posting. He going to quit coming to say shit because ain't nobody even paying him no attention.
Right.
Or he going to act right. One or the other.
I mean, listen.
As long as he could poke the bear and not get his ass bit, you know what I mean? They're going to keep poking the bear. All you going to do is growl.
Yeah, it's and Dion, like you say, I'm not saying just because you respond to him that you're playing his game, because a lot of us like to play that game too. A lot of us like to be like, oh boy, shut your ass up. Like, you know, that's what I'm just saying. Don't leave the group and don't send me a message saying, Kev, why you got this white boy talking shit in our group? Like, take him out. Like, don't do that to me. That's get him. You know what I'm saying? If you get on his ass, because I laugh at some of the shit y'all I'll be like, oh, that one's funny right there. You know what I'm saying? Cube has still, to me, I think Ice Cube had the album of the year. I know the whole hoopla with Kendrick Lamar was dope, but Cube has an album called Man Down, and on that album he has a song called Sensitive, and I still think it's one of the best songs Cube ever made. You niggas so sensitive. It's one of the best songs I've heard in years. Y'all go check that song out. Y'all be careful. Y'all watch out. We're going to come back Wednesday. We'll have a great show Wednesday. We'll talk about some of these bank robberies that's going down. I hope it ain't no more angry former Southside or present day gang members that want to get mad and come to the North Side now and try to do something. You know, I wish I would just let that shit lay where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. I don't walk around relishing in the fact that I used to be a part of a group of derelicts, right? Unless I'm amongst those derelicts, and then we mostly celebratory because we're still alive. And that's what it's really about, is surviving, man, and staying out here free and being able to explore your opportunities, whether you want to vote or not, or whether you want to be a Republican or a Democrat, or whether you want to be conservative or radical. You got to be free to do that type of shit. You got to be alive to do that type of shit. So the name of the game is to stay alive, right? And survive. So I'm hoping that everybody can do that. And I'm hoping that we continue to invest in the delineation movement, because no matter what you think, we are who we are. And whether you know it or not, you're one of us. But don't get it twisted. You have a lot of people who go around and make speeches and become gatekeepers for the other side. But in most of those cases, their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution, and that's why we refer to them as coons. I will see y'all Wednesday night, man. Shout out to Dion as usual.
Yes, sir.
My other outlaw brother, we got to get a camera in his face one of these nights, and then everything will be everything, man. Peace and love. I'll see y'all Wednesday.
I love, bro.